Welcome to the Rich Rebel Football Pregame Show. We are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Today, the Rich Rebels football team took a little trip to Mountain View, Wyoming, where they will take on the Mountain View Buffalo. Kickoff is scheduled for about 32 minutes from now. When we return, we'll cover our scene set for today's game. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
You're tuned in to the Rich Rebel Football Pregame Show, where we are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for your scene set today, brought to you by Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty, buying and selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Call Pam Cornea today, 435-779-0012. And we are looking out at what is a beautifully done field here in Mountain View. All the numbers, the lines, look like they've been freshly painted throughout the week. The field staff has done a very, very good job getting this field ready for a game today, and I think it's going to be a fun game as the Rich Rebels go back to 11-man for the first time all season. But the field is wonderful. You got some backdrop. You got a little bit of an, not necessarily urban backdrop, but you got a little bit of a town around the football field, so it gives you a little bit more of that small town feel, where the other 3 games in the backdrop we had mountains, which is something I'm not used to. This is a little more what I've seen throughout my life with houses in the background. Probably people standing in the windows will be watching the football game, because that might be the greatest seat in the house, to be able to sit in your living room and watch a high school football game out of your back window. Our scene set for today's game has been brought to you by Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty. Whether you're buying or selling in Bear Lake, whether you're buying or selling in Bear Lake, Idaho, or Utah, call Pam Cornea today, 435-779-0012. When we get back, we will have our Mound Valley Cattle Company segment called Where Are They Now? As this week we have Donnell Wasden. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
It's time for the Mound Valley Cattle Company pregame segment called Where Are They Now? This week we'll be talking with Donnell Wasden, who is a counselor at Rich High School, who also graduated from Rich High School. We want to thank her for being part of today's pregame show.
This week on Where Are They Now, we are talking to Donnell Wasden. Mrs. Wasden, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Can't complain. So what have you been up to post-high school life? I know that you're a Rich graduate. Can you kind of go over when you graduated and what you've done since then?
Yeah, so I graduated in 2001, and then I went to Salt Lake Community College and played volleyball, and then I went to Utah State and played there for a little bit, and then I got my teaching degree. I got married. I went and worked in Cokeville, our favorite rivals, in their elementary, and loved it over there. Great people over there. And then I decided to stay home with my children. I have 5 of them. And then I was missing the teaching world, so I went back teaching at Rich High School, learned to love high school students. And then just this last year, I traded position, and now I'm the counselor. So now I get to work with high school and elementary, which I was missing my elementary students, so I love that. So that's kind of what I've been up to.
So it always interests me, what is the daily life of a Division I athlete?
You go to school, you lift weights, and you play your sport. It's pretty much, that's what your life is the sport. And so it's good to love your teammates there. So that's kind of what it was. They were my best friends. And
So growing up in a small town, or going to a small school, such as Rich, how did that help shape your life?
being in a small town gave me a lot of opportunities to participate in sports. And I think being in a small town, everyone kind of knows you. And it helped me learn that I could do lots of things and to never give up. And that there's always people around that cared.
In case you missed it, the high school that Mrs. Wasden works at now is Rich High School. What does it mean coming back home to guide the next generation of Rebels?
So for me, I had great people in my life that helped guide me. And to come back home, I just want to help all these kids know that they can do anything they believe and reach their potential, because there's some amazing students at Rich High School.
If one student came to you and they wanted to become a counselor when they got older, what advice would you give them?
I would say go for it. It's fabulous. So.
We want to thank Danelle Wasden for talking with us today and giving us an update on where are they now. And thanks to Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho, for making this segment today of today's game possible. Mound Valley Cattle Company, supporting Rich Rebels in all their endeavors. Coming up next, the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital pregame coaches show. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Amazing people work at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, from the receptionists to the doctors, the x-ray techs to the food service staff, from the phlebotomist to housekeeping and everyone in between. The care you receive can't be matched anywhere else. We really care about your health. We care about you. We work hard to have top quality equipment and facilities and provide a wide range of services so we can serve every patient. When selecting your healthcare providers, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. You'll feel the difference.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Today we are in Mountain View, Wyoming, where the Rich Rebels will take on the Mountain View Buffalo. This week I had a chance to visit with the opposing coach. Actually, it's not myself. It is my broadcast colleague, Dennis Bedwell, visited with Coach Walk of the Mountain View Buffalo. We're going to go to that interview right now.
All right, I have Coach Brent Walk. He's the head coach here for the Mountain View Buffaloes. How you doing today, Brent?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Dennis?
Hey, I'm doing awesome. So we had some good football this last week. You had your first season game against Wheatland. How did it go for you guys?
You know, it was good. You know, at the end of the day, we got the victory, and that's what we went up there to do. And we talked to the kids about that. You know, from the very Monday practice, you know, the whole goal was to, you know, get on the bus and go win an important game for us. Emotionally important game because, you know, obviously coming off our season last year, you know, the kids were, they were focused and they did a really good job. And we far from played perfect football, but, you know, the kids fought and they never quit. And so, yeah, we're very excited to get the victory.
Absolutely. And obviously this is your first game, so that first game is kind of always that big one to kind of get over with, and you guys did a good job of winning that game, obviously. As far as the score, it was 26-8 or
26-7.
26-7. So definitely a great win for you guys coming off of last year, kind of having a rough year. So what are some things that you're working on for your matchup here with the Rich Rebels?
Well, you know, we've always had this philosophy here in Mountain View, you know, that we need to go out and not necessarily worry. I mean, obviously we worry about our opponents, but we have to take care of ourselves first, you know. And so we went to work hard on, you know, Monday afternoon in our first practice this week on fixing some of the mistakes, which are all fixable. And like I said, we made quite a few mistakes against Wheatland, but we're worried about fixing our mistakes, and then, you know, coming out and playing Mountain View football. You know, we like to think over the years we've done a pretty good job and played good football. So that's definitely the goal this Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, your record is not a bad record by any means as far as for the last 10 years or so. So you definitely have that to back, I'm to lean back on as well. But you can always get better, every year. So, what are you excited for most on this upcoming season then?
It's just an opportunity for us. And again, we've had these philosophies for a long time, but literally to get better day by day, practice by practice, rep by rep, and our ultimate goal is every single day, not even every single week, but every single day we're a better football team when we walk off the field. And to be 100% honest with you, Dennis, we're in our third practice this week, and we're better than we were last week. So that's exciting. And anybody that knows me knows that I absolutely love Mountain View football, and I'm the luckiest coach in the world because I get the opportunity to coach. Number one, these amazing young men and to coach in this community. It's pretty special.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've all seen the support of the community, here for the players. I'm always going to be that purple there in the stands, which is really nice to see for them and, for you as a coach as well. So, again, this is Coach Brent Walk here, head coach of the Mountain View Buffaloes. Best of luck to you this upcoming week against Rich, and we'll see what we can do, huh?
All right. I appreciate it, Dennis. Thank you very much.
When we return, we'll hear from the Rebels head coach Tyson Larson on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Well, I'm with Coach Larson. Unfortunately, the final score wasn't the way you wanted, but that was a heck of a game that your kids played in.
Yeah, they did awesome. I can't be more pleased with them. What we asked them is to leave it all out on the field and give it their all, and they definitely did. I don't think a single soul that was at that game can't say that those kids didn't try. It just didn't go our way, I guess.
What are some of the things that All right, so week 3 picked up a huge win on the road. You guys traveled to the Arizona border. In fact, one of your touchdowns, you could have ran to Arizona if the fence wasn't there. Can you just talk about the toughness your team showed getting off that bus and being up 22-0 after 4 minutes?
No, it was awesome. I was glad they came out ready to play. It was funny on the way there. We were spraying water all over the bus. I think the bus drivers were real upset at us because we were having a water fight almost just to keep them cooled down a little bit. But no, I thought they came out and they played well. They did just what we asked them to do.
It was definitely a steamy day. We broadcasted from the top of the press box, so we got to be in the elements a little bit. Can you talk about how your kids handled it being nearly 100 degrees and they came out and they looked awesome all night?
Yeah, like I said, I think we tried to prep them for that and said, hey, this is their home turf. They're used to this. We weren't. I thought they went out and played just like we expected. I mean, there were a couple errors here and there, and maybe it was just a little bit getting hot and lackadaisical, but I was really pleased. I just thought they played with a lot of energy and just enjoyed a night of football under the lights. We don't get at them as much because we don't have lights up here, so we try and help them enjoy those nights.
Yeah, there's definitely not much better than Friday night football under the lights. But coming up this week, you guys have Mountain View. You're back to 11-man. Are you guys excited to start your 11-man season?
Yep, it'll be awesome. It'll be a good time. Obviously, another adjustment. I feel like we're always jumping back and forth, but hope kids they'll rise to the challenge, and it'll be fun. It'll be good.
What are some of the challenges that Mountain View presents? I know looking at film, they have a couple of kids who are pretty big and look like they floated the ball pretty well.
They do. They're a very disciplined team. They play hard. They always play ready, as one of our coaches was mentioning. They're pretty big, pretty fast. They look like a pretty solid team. Definitely, I would say tougher than any team we've seen.
What do you guys have to do to be successful on Friday?
Oh, I think just contain some of their big guys, hopefully try and prevent some big plays, because they definitely have the potential to put some pretty big plays on the board. They've got some pretty good talent. So I would say contain big plays and execute our stuff.
One final question, Coach. What aspect of the game do you think is going to be toughest going back to 11-man?
I think just getting used to less space, and then also we're helping our kids block a little better because now we'll have more blockers out there. We add 2 linemen, so we'll need to definitely improve our blocking, as we will be adding some that haven't had as much experience.
We want to thank Bear Lake Memorial Hospital for sponsoring our coaches show today. We're about 17 minutes away from kickoff between the Rebels and the Buffalo. Coming up, we'll have the Epic Recreation Keys to the Game. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
When you drive on the best tires that are rotated, balanced, and inflated properly, you can save money 2 ways. The best tires can reduce wear and tear on your vehicle. That saves you money in the long run. The best tires can also improve your overall miles per gallon. That helps you save every time to fill up at the pump. At Freeway Tire in Evanston, we offer the best tires with the best service for every vehicle. Make sure you're running on the best tires you can. Visit Freeway Tire today, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Whatever brings you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including clean, comfortable rooms, a business office, workout room, and a full-service restaurant, plus a complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Well, welcome back to the pregame show where we are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time to take a look at the Epic Recreation Keys to the Game. Make your next vacation epic. Visit epicrecreation.net. This is where I would usually turn to my broadcast partner, Rob Leifson, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to be with us today. But today I will take care of the Epic Recreation Keys to the Game and adjust. It's all about adjustments for the Rich Rebels. They are going to add 3 more players to the field on both sides than we're used to, as this will be our first 11-man football game of the year. But one other thing that the Rebels need to do is they need to maintain their discipline. Watching a lot of film on Mountain View, they like to flow, and they like to get to the edge. If you can keep them and set the edge, if you're a defensive lineman, if you keep them inside, it's going to help be able to help your team be able to gang tackle that back, where if they get to the outside, then it's going to be one-on-one with the defensive back. And it's a much easier tackle when 2 or 3 guys are able to get their arms on the back versus when they're out in space and you're relying on your cornerbacks to tackle. Nothing against the cornerbacks. It's just easier to tackle with 3 than it is 1. But offensively, a key to the game for the Rebels is just to stay explosive. We've been very explosive in our 3 games so far this year. And that falls on the feet of Trey Walker, Max Perry, Levi Stonehouse, and the other skill position players, including Hunter Pace, who hopefully will start today's game. He looked like he was in full pads. I know last week he didn't play very much at Water Canyon because he banged his knee up in practice, but he looks like he's moving much better, and I think Hunter Pace will start this game at quarterback. And if not, if you're Hoffman, you got to come in and do what you do. He led the team to a victory last week. Who says he can't do it again this week? So for the Rebels, it's just about maintaining the way they have played with 3 more players on the field for both sides. These have been our Epic Recreation keys to the game. Make your next Bear Lake vacation epic with rentals from Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net or find us on Facebook. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more. Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Amazing people work at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier. From the receptionists to the doctors, the x-ray techs to the food service staff, from the phlebotomist to housekeeping and everyone in between. The care you receive can't be matched anywhere else. We really care about your health. We care about you. We work hard to have top quality equipment and facilities and provide a wide range of services so we can serve every patient. When selecting your healthcare providers, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. You'll feel the difference.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Supporting the Rich Rebels in everything they do. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation in Randolph provide services to Rich Rebel fans every day. Auto repair, tires, sand, and gravel. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation on Main Street in Randolph. Stop in today.
A healthy smile improves life in many ways. Fresher breath, increased confidence, and better overall health. Dr. Sean Grohl and his team at Comprehensive Family Dental have been supporting Rich Rebels for over 25 years. Call today and schedule your next appointment. Go Rebels!
This has been today's pregame show broadcast from the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth. We are just moments away from today's starting lineups in the town of Woodruff opening kickoff. The town of Woodruff sharing the Rebel pride and wishing you good luck. Mayor Scott Sabey, council members Raymond Fransden, Kent Stewart, Millie Bradshaw, Seiko Webb, and clerk Lisa Bell. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
So this is the Reserve at Bear Lake, most beautiful place in the world. Come here and find out how you can buy your own Airbnb property and help pay for itself, or just come here and enjoy a second home. Sports courts, pools, hot tubs, access to 200 miles of mountain trails. Brand new homes now starting at $600,000. Quarter shares starting at $250,000. Would like you to invite you to be part of that. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Freeway Tire offers a nationwide service protection plan that covers service parts and labor on select systems, keeping your vehicle on the road. Plus, it includes coverage for towing, lockout service, flat tire changing, fuel, oil, and water delivery service, and jump starts. Knowing that your vehicle is covered at over 50,000 dealer locations nationwide provides that peace of mind wherever you are. Get the details. Visit Freeway Tire and ask about the service protection plan. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Taking care of yourself is important through all stages of life. Bear Lake Community Health Center offers a holistic approach to a healthy body and mind that includes education, prevention, and networking. We offer medical, dental, behavioral health, nutrition, and pharmacy services. We accept most insurance, including Medicaid, Medicare, and have a sliding scale discount plan. Choose Bear Lake Community Health Center, 435-946-3660.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Amazing people work at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier. From the receptionists to the doctors, the x-ray techs to the food service staff, from the phlebotomist to housekeeping and everyone in between. The care you receive can't be matched anywhere else. We really care about your health. We care about you. We work hard to have top quality equipment and facilities and provide a wide range of services so we can serve every patient. When selecting your healthcare providers, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. You'll feel the difference.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Supporting the Rich Rebels and everything they do. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation in Randolph provide services to Rich Rebel fans every day. Auto repair, tires, sand, and gravel. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation on Main Street in Randolph. Stop in today.
A healthy smile improves life in many ways. Fresher breath, increased confidence, and better overall health. Dr. Sean Grohl and his team at Comprehensive Family Dental have been supporting Rich Rebels for over 25 years. Call today and schedule your next appointment. Go Rebels!
We're going to go to the national anthem and then our starting lineups.
Join us in a moment of silence for both Robin and Shannon. They will be greatly missed, and by so many. Thank you. We ask everyone to remain standing and remove your hats for the presentation of the colors by the Mountain View High School cheerleaders and the singing of our national anthem by Mountain View High School junior Alexa Roach.
That was a wonderful rendition of the national anthem by a Mountain View student who did a wonderful job with that. That is another high school student with a hidden talent that can sing. With that, we are going to go to our starting lineups. First, for the starters for the Mountain View football team, it's going to be... Actually, we're going to go with the Rebels first, starting... Number 2, Noah Perry. Number 3, Trey Walker. Number 5, Jaden Desch. Number 8, Carter Hoffman. Number 10, Hunter Pace. Number 11, Levi Stonehouse. Number 20, Max Perry. Number 60, Talon Pace. Number 61, Jordan Johnson. Number 68, Carson Muirbrook. That rounds out the starting lineups for the Rich Rebels. For the Mountain View Buffaloes is going to be number 1, Isaac Linford. Number 6, Paxton Walker. Number 7, Braden Walker. Number 8, Jay Schultz. Number 11, Cole Buchanan. Number 12, Brockton Walker, number 14. Carson Eardley, number 19. Fletcher Black, number 22. Or excuse me, those aren't their numbers. Those are their positions on the paper. So Linford, he's wearing number 2. The roster's got me, folks. Number 11, Paxton Walker. Braden Walker wears 12. Jay Schultz wears 13. 20 is Cole Buchanan. Brockton Walker, 21. Carson Eardley, 24. That's Fletcher Black, number 50. Number 55, Bodie Fraughton. Number 61, Dane Branson. Number 64, that's Connor Schneider. And then number 68, Tyler Mayer to round out the starting lineups for the Buffalo.
Number 50, Fletcher Black. A junior, number 64.
As we're going to go to our live cam as we await the town of Woodruff opening kick.
68, Tyler Mayer. A junior, number 76, Kobe Jones.
We also want to reiterate that the first quarter today is brought to you by the Crawford Trough, the place to eat and drink. Our scoreboard is brought to you by the station on Main. Kickoffs are brought to you by the town of Woodruff. All first downs, LSR refrigerated. Turnovers are brought to you by the town of Garden City. The fan cam is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty with Gary McKee in Garden City. And of course, the scoreboard is the station on Main. As our starting lineups have been announced, as we're going to go to a commercial break as the teams get their final preparations done before the start of the game. We'll be right back.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Well, welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You're listening to the Bear Lake Community Health Center of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We are moments away from the town of Woodruff opening kickoff. It will be Mountain View kicking off to the Rebels. The Rebels are going to start on offense as they open up their 11-man season here in Mountain View. It'll be it'll be Braden Walker to kick it away for the Buffaloes.
After today's varsity contest, there will be a half of JV football plays immediately following the game.
Walker gets his steps back. Paces, his arm goes in the air. Whistle blows. Teams are in position. Approach, and he booms it away. We are underway as it is fielded at the 15-yard line by Max Perry. He runs it back up the middle to about the 25 where he is tackled by a whole host of Buffalo. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rebels on the 25-yard line. This will be their first time playing 11-man football this season. Let's see how the Rebels offense can respond to a little bit of a challenge just because after 3 weeks, you kind of get used to there only being 8 players on the field. Now they're going to have 11 to contend with when they're on offense and defense. As the Rebels come out with 2 receivers to the right. Pace under center. He's going to pitch it to Perry. Perry around the right side, and we're going to whistle blown. As we're going to get a flag thrown before the play. They're going to call an encroachment call against the Buffalo. It'll bring up 1st and 5. Usually they'll let the play go on a defensive offsides, but they deemed that it was a dangerous play to allow the play to continue because the defender had an advantage. So they blow it dead, and they give the Rebels 1st and 5 from the 29-yard line as Pace lines up under center. Hands off to Perry. Perry's going to run to the right side. He's going to pick up about 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
Correcting myself here, number 10 is the quarterback. Apologize about that, and that is going to be Pace Hunter for the quarterback.
Hunter Pace lines up under center. Rebels come out in the offset I with the wide receiver on each side. They hand to the back in the backfield. It's Perry. He's popped at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to fall forward as he picks up a tough 3 yards as Max Perry gets the ball just about to the 34-yard line. The Rebels need to get to the 34 for a first down. They're about a half-yard short. Hunter Pace is going to line up under center. They'll be in the I formation. Trey Walker is the back in the backfield. Pace is going to keep it. He's going to reach forward and pick up enough for the LSR Refrigerated first down. As the Rebels, it was tough sledding. They pick up the 5 yards to get first down. As Pace keeps the ball out across the 36-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 from the Rebel 36. Pace comes out under center. One back in the backfield. That's Max Perry. Hoffman goes into motion. They hand to him on a counter, and Hoffman's going to run up the middle and reach about the 39-yard line where he is dropped by the interior line of the Buffaloes. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 7 for the Rebels. 10:16 to go here in the Crawford Trough first quarter. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Rebels come out with 2 receivers to the left. Back in the backfield is Perry. They send Hoffman in motion. They fake it to him. Pace is going to roll out. Fire to throw. Fires to Walker. That's going to bounce off Walker's hands and incomplete. As it'll stop the clock with 9:56 to go. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Rebels as they try to bootleg to the opposite side after running a counter with Hoffman. They fake the handoff to Hoffman and go back the other way. It'll bring up 3rd and 7. As it's going to be trips to the left. Perry's the back in the backfield. Pace under center. Gets the snap, and whistle's going to blow. As that's a false start against the Rebels. That'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 12 and 9:55 to go here in the Crawford Trough first quarter. Station on main scoreboard still reads 0-0 as the Rebels are in their first possession of the ball game. It'll be 3rd and 12 for the Rebels. They have to get the ball to their own 47-yard line for a first down. The ball is currently placed on the 38. It'll be trips right again for the Rebels. Pace under center. Back in the backfield's Perry. They roll towards the trips as Pace looks. He's going to fire downfield. As Walker, diving effort, is unable to make the catch. That'll fall incomplete. Nice defense and coverage there from the Buffaloes as that was number 11, Paxton Walker, as he made a nice play defensively. That'll bring up 4th and 12 for the Rebels. See what the Rebels decide to do is they are on. As they send the punting unit out, Jaden Desch is back deep to kick. He's standing on the 20-yard line. As Desch gets the snap, unleashes a kick. That ball is going to go end over end. Bounces at the Buffalo 45-yard line. It's going to roll all the way to the Buffalo 37-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We're broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. There is 9:39 left to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter, as the Buffaloes will take over 1st and 10 from their own 37. And for the Buffalo, their quarterback is number 2, Isaac Linford. He's a sophomore. As he'll line up in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the left. 2 receivers to his left. 1 to the right. He's got 2 backs in the backfield, both on his left-hand side. 1 back switches. As Linford gets the snap, he hands. And that's handed to number 13, Jay Schultz, as he is tackled immediately by number 10 in white. That is Hunter Pace. Our quarterback makes a great play defensively, as that'll bring up 2nd down and 11. 2nd down and 11. As they, 2nd down and 9 as they give the forward progress to the back. Linford in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Gets the snap. Hands again as he's going to be bounces off a couple of tackles. Good pursuit there from Hunter Pace. And it looks like that's number 65. Jack Bell makes a great play there along with Hunter Pace on the tackle. That's going to bring up 3rd and 9 as that play goes for no gain. That was handed off to number 13, Jay Schultz, as he was hit immediately by a couple different Rebels as they did very well to contain the running back and force him upfield into the rest of the teammates. That was one of our keys to the game that we talked about, is keeping contained. As Linford will come out in the shotgun, 3rd and 9, 8:30 to go in the first quarter. He looks left. He's going to throw. Has a man that is caught at the sticks, and he's going to fight for it. He's going to pick up a first down, as that's number 24, Carson Elderly, who makes the catch as he was at the sticks. I don't know if he would have gotten the first down on the original effort. He took a step back and then dove forward, picks up a first down and 10 for the Buffalo. Heck of an effort there from Eardley as he was able to pick up a first down for the Buffalo. The ball all the way out to the Buffalo 49-yard line. Linford in the shotgun. Gets the snap. They're going to hand it off. They hand it off to Schultz as Schultz gets to the outside all the way out to the 35-yard line as he's forced out of bounds. Another first down for the Buffalo. As they mark the ball at about the 38-yard line of the Rebels. It'll be 1st and 10 Buffalo. They go no huddle, trying to push the pace. As Linford's in the shotgun. Hands to Schultz again. Schultz up the middle, and he is tackled by Max Perry at the 35-yard line for a gain of 4. As the Buffalo have been running a little bit of a read option where the quarterback has the option to keep it, but he hasn't yet. That's something to look for as the game goes on. 7:27 to go in the first quarter. Buffalo driving. They have 2nd down and 7 from the Rebel 35-yard line. Linford in the shotgun. As Linford gets some final instructions from his coach. Gets the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to throw. He bounces it. That was not a backwards pass, so that's going to be incomplete as he tried to find number 20, Cole Behunin, as he was in the flat. As they tried to run a little bit of a bubble screen there, that falls incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Rebels defense, as they can make a huge statement here by getting a stop. The station on main scoreboard reads 0-0 as we have 7:06 left to go in the Crawford Troth first quarter. Linford is in the shotgun for the Buffaloes. 2 receivers to the near side. Hands to Schultz, and Schultz is going to fumble, and the Rebels are going to recover. That's number 60. That's Tiny Talon Pace. Recovers the fumble for the Rebels. That fumble is brought to you by the town of Woodruff. 1st and 10 Rebels from about the 35-yard line as the Rebels will take over. The defense gets a stop. Once again, that turnover is brought to you by the town of Garden City. As it looked like it was number 20, Max Perry, in there first with the contact to force the ball loose. Tiny Talon Pace, that is, falls on it as he gets a fumble recovery. 7:02 to go in the first quarter. The Rebels have the ball at their own 34-yard line. 1st and 10 Rebels. As Hunter Pace comes out under center in the I formation. They pitch to the back. It's Perry. Perry bounces off a couple of tackles, and he is spun down. Gain about 2 as Perry runs around the right side, picks up 2 yards for the Rebels offense. They'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Rebels look to go no huddle. Pace gets the line to jump. Let's see if they're going to call that against the Buffalo. They do. A couple defensive linemen on the interior. They jumped on a hard count. Good effort there from Hunter Pace to draw the defense off sides. That'll bring up a more manageable 2nd down and 3. As Jaden Dash checks into the ball game for Levi Stonehouse. The Rebels have been rotating their skill position players pretty frequently as the Rebels come out with 1 receiver to the left, 1 to the right. Back in the backfield is Perry. They send Hoffman in motion. They fake it to him. They give to Perry. Perry's going to bounce out across the 45-yard line to about the 47. That's going to be good enough for an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10. Good effort there from Max Perry as he was hit at about the 45-yard line. Was able to fall forward to pick up enough yards to get that first down. It is 1st and 10 Rebels from their own 47-yard line. They'll need to get to the opponent's 47, the opposite 47, to pick up the first down as Pace comes out with trips to his left. Back in the backfield's Perry. As they're going to run an option play. Pace cuts upfield, makes a man miss, and he's going to hold the ball and he's going to run over defender on his way to the ground as he gets to about the 49-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Rebels. I like the play design of the option just because you allow Hunter Pace, who's a really good athlete, and you also allow the back, whether it's Max Perry, Trey Walker, you allow them to get out in space as well. And you get Trey Walker or Max Perry in space, you never know what can happen for the Rebels as they come out in the I formation. Extra back in the backfield on the far side. They hand to Walker up the middle. Walker does a good job holding onto the ball as it didn't look like he had a great grip on it. But he's going to bounce it out across the 50-yard line to about the 48, as I almost call it the 52. That's not a real thing in football. The ball will be placed on the 49-yard line of the Buffalo. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 6. Maybe it's a little closer to 5, actually. 3rd down and 5 for the Rich Rebels on the Buffalo side of the field. See what they draw up here. As we got 5 minutes to go in the Crawford-Troth first quarter, they come out in the I formation, one receiver to the left. And we're going to get a flag on the play. Let's see where they call it on. As we're actually going to get a timeout called before the flag. As it is the Buffalo who take the timeout. With that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online on mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back after this.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Welcome back to the Station on Main. Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. The Station on Main scoreboard reads 0-0, but before we went to break, there was an offsides penalty called against the Buffalo. That offsides is why the Buffalo called a timeout as Pace comes out under center. They run the option, fakes to Perry, pitches it to Walker around the right side. Trey Walker is going to pick up about 3 yards out to about the 41-yard line of the Buffalo. That offsides penalty against the Buffalo is good enough for an LSR refrigerated first down. It is 2nd and 7 for the Rebels here in the Crawford Trough first quarter. 4:34 to go in the first quarter. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Rebels. The Rebels will need to get the ball out to about the 34-yard line for a first down. As Pace is under center, Perry's the back in the backfield. Hoffman goes in motion. They give to Perry. Perry bounces off a few tackles and able to fall forward for a couple yards as there was a little bit of a defensive lineman got in the backfield and pushed Perry into Pace. It was a good job there between the quarterback and the running back to hold on to that ball as Max Perry was able to fight for about a yard. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6. You'd have to think for the Rebels, they are in 4-down territory as Hunter Pace comes out under center. Max Perry is the back in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left. As Perry goes in motion, they throw it to him. As he gets a block, he's going to try to make it out across the first down. Gets across the 35-yard line, almost to the 34. I think Max Perry wanted a face mask. It'll depend on the spot of the ball, as that's really close to the first down marker. It's either going to be 1st and 10 or it's going to be 4th and about 6 inches, which it is going to bring up a 4th down as the Rebels will keep their offense on the field.
Looks like 4th and short. Rebels may be
as Hunter Pace. We're actually going to get a timeout called. It's an official timeout. It looks like they're going to measure it. It looks like the referees will. It looks close enough that it does require a measurement. Here comes the chain gang as the triangle is on the 40. They spread it out. That looks like it's going to be just a couple inches short.
Brings up 4th down and very short for the Rich County Rebels.
As the Rebels will have 4th down. As into the game for the Rebels on the outside is number 15, Raiden Lutz. He checks in for the Rebels. Hunter Pace lines up under center. Max Perry, the fullback. Trey Walker will be the running back for the play. As Hunter Pace is under center. Gets the snap, and he's going to go forward. And he needed only about 3 inches, and it looks like he'll get 3 inches. It'll depend on the spot. The chain gang is already started to move. That is a 1st and 10 brought to you by LSR Refrigerated. Hunter Pace puts his nose into the pile, picks up the 1st down. Got to love that out of your quarterback. 3:25 to go in the first quarter. It is 1st and 10 Rebels from the Buffalo 33-yard line, about the 33 and a half. As we got 3:10 to go in the first quarter, which is brought to you by the Crawford Trough. The station on main scoreboard still reads 0-0 as Hunter Pace comes out under center. In the I formation, Noah Perry is a tight end on the right side. 2 receivers to the right. That's Desch and Walker. As the ball is snapped, Perry runs into Pace. Pace makes a risky play as he tosses it to Max Perry. Perry catches it, and he's going to advance the ball about 3 yards. That's going to be a completed pass for Hunter Pace. Hunter Pace is now 1 for 2 for 3 yards as Max Perry fights for a couple yards on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and about 8 for the Rebels. That was another disaster play that could have ended really badly for the Rebels, but they were able to get back to the line of scrimmage and get a couple yards as the Rebels come out in the I formation as Pace is going to keep it on the option. He is tackled at about the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 8 for the Rebels. The Rebels need the ball to the 24-yard line, or just past the 24-yard line, to pick up a 1st down, as it's 3rd down and about 8 for the Rebels. Trey Walker was kicking earlier today. He was making from about 45 yards out, so they're just on the fringe of field goal range. They'll need to pick up a few more yards before they can try a field goal. We have trips to the right as we're going to get a timeout called by head coach of the Rich Rebels, Tyson Larson. With that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back after this.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Welcome back to Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. As we're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football, the Rebels are marching the ball down the field. They have 3rd and 9 from the 34-yard line. They need to get to the 24 to pick up a 1st down. Pace is back to pass. Looks, throws, has Desch. Desch catches it at the 25-yard line. He is going to be wrapped up, and it looks like there's going to be a flag on the tackle. This could be enough for the Rebels to pick up the 1st down. I don't think initially Desch got it, but we'll see what the flag is. It came The flag came in after the tackle. As the referees will, a little conference here. The referees will talk about it. It's a personal foul, face mask against the Buffalo. That's going to be enough for an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10 for the Rebels. As the drive continues, this ball is going to be marched all the way up to about the 11-yard line. It looks like 11 or 12, maybe even the 13 where they place it.
Looks like 1st and 10 for the Rebels from about the 11-yard line.
Be 1st and 10 Rebels. They will have an opportunity to pick up a first down on their way to the goal line as the ball is placed at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 as they get the sticks correct. Rebels come out in the I formation. They give to Walker, the back. Walker bounces through the hole as he picks up a couple yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 8. As Trey Walker did a good job going forward as he was contacted at the original line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down and 8 for the Rebels. We got 58 seconds to go here in the Crawford-Troth first quarter. The station on main scoreboard reads 0-0. The Rebels and the Buffalo. As once again, this is the first 11-man game of the season for the Rebels, as Pace will come out under center. Max Perry is the back in the backfield. Hoffman will be the wing back on the far side. They fake. They're going to give it to Trey Walker on the reverse, and that is very well defended by the Buffalo. As Braden Walker was there to make the play as he kept contained. 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Rebels. As the Rebels look like they'll be content to run the clock down. We'll see if this will be the final play of the quarter. As it looks like head coach Tyson Larson's going to call his players off the field. As when we get back in the second quarter, the Rebels will face 3rd and 9 from the 11-yard line. But you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. The station on main scoreboard reads 0-0 at the end of the Crawford-Troth first quarter. We'll be back after this.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You are listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on mylocalradio.com and online. Excuse me, online at mylocalradio.com and on 98.3 FM KDQ as the Rebels huddled up at about the 40-yard line on the opposite side of the field. They're going to have to sprint down as they face a 3rd and 9 to start the second quarter. This second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane and Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane. Rebels snap the ball. They go to Hoffman. Hoffman's looking to throw. He's going to throw. He's got Dash in the end zone. Open. He just can't complete it as Hoffman is drilled after he threw the ball. This looks like it could be a roughing the passer call, and the Rebels are going to get another first down. As you love the play call from the Rebels, just unable to find Desh, who was open in the corner of the backfield, corner of the end zone. As we're going to get a targeting call against the Buffalo, as that's going to be enough for a first down for the Rebels as they mark it off. As that'll bring up, this has to be an automatic first down. I don't understand if they don't switch the flags. It's automatically a first down. But that apparently it's still third down on the sticks. As they hand to Perry up the middle, he is stuffed by the interior line of the Buffalo. And it looks like that's going to bring up fourth down. Usually a targeting penalty is an automatic 1st and 10, but it'll bring up 4th and 2 for the Rebels. They're going to go for it. As Perry is the back in the backfield. This second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane. We got 11:46 to go in the corner as they hand off to Perry, and that ball, or excuse me, Pace keeps it, and Pace is going to pick up enough for a 1st and 10, so that no first down on the targeting penalty is not going to play a factor as the Rebels are able to pick up the first down. Hunter Pace driving through the line. As it'll bring up 1st and goal. We're actually going to get a measurement from the officials.
We're going to measure that for a possible first down.
As they stretch the stick out, it looks like that is plenty enough for a first down. A full football's length. Great effort there from Hunter Pace to keep his legs rolling. And if you're watching on the camera, you could see Max Perry came in and gave Hunter Pace a shot in the back to push him forward, as that'll be 1st and goal from, it looks like, the 4-yard line. That first down is brought to you by LSR Refrigerated as the Rebels come out full house. As they hand to Perry, Perry's going to dive forward. It looks like he's just about a yard short. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Looks like Perry is just about a yard short of the end zone there.
That'll bring up 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line as the Rebels look to punch it in. As the Rebels line up, Hunter Pace under center. They come out in the wing T formation, 3 backs. Pace is going to push forward, and we're awaiting the official signal, and that, as the whistle has blown, but, and we're going to have a player down on the play. That's not good. As that ball appears to be short of the goal line. We're going to take a quick timeout as we have an injured player on the field. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on mylocalradio.com and on 98.3 FM. The station on main scoreboard reads 0-0 with 4:37 left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. We'll be back after this.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. The Rebels face 3rd and 1 from about the 6-inch line as Carter Hoffman checks into the game. He'll play quarterback as Hoffman's under center. 3 backs in the backfield. Hoffman gets a snap, gives it to Perry. Perry's going to drive forward, dives for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Rebels. Rebels take a quick 6-0 lead here in the second quarter with 10:33 left to go in the T7 Propane. Second quarter, the station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 6, the Buffalo 0. As we'll see what the Rebels decide to do, if they're going to go for 2. Looks like they're going to kick the PAT as the block is coming out with Trey Walker. It'll be Walker to hold. Jaden Desch will kick. It'll be Pace on the, Talon Pace on the snap. Snap's good. Hold good. Kick on the way. It is through the uprights and good. 7-0 Rebels lead with 10:33 left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back after this.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
We're going to go to the Bear Lake Realty fan cam, the Gare Bear fan cam. Unfortunately, we are splitting camera with the Mountain View broadcast, so we'll try to find as many Rich fans as we can as they are on the other side of the field. But tonight's fan cam is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, your home and real estate investment experts. Whether you're looking for beachfront property, a mountain retreat, year-round living, or investment properties, call Gary McKee at BearLakeRealty.com. We're going to go back to the live cam right now. As the station on main scoreboard reads, the Rebels 7, the Buffalo 0, as Jaden Desch will kick it off. Desch approaches, unleashes on the ball. That's going to travel in the air to about the 5-yard line where it is fielded. They'll attack along the near side as 24 as chased down by Hoffman. We got a flag on the play on the far side of the field. We'll see what that flag is, as it was number 24, Elderly, on the return. You got some yellow laundry out there. We'll see what the call is. As preliminary indication appears that it's against the Buffalo. I think they're determining whether the penalty will be called from the spot of the foul or where the end of the run. As it's going to be blocking the back against the Buffalo. Oh, face mask against the Rebels as well. Those penalties were offset.
Looks like offsetting penalties will keep the ball right where it is.
It actually looks like we're going to re-kick. So offsetting penalties, as they got the Rebels for a face mask on the tackle, and they got the Buffaloes for a block in the back. We're going to re-kick it. Once again, Rebels fans, if you remember what happened last week when we re-kicked it, it actually turned out very well. As we have an explanation last week, the Rebels did not kick off with a ball that had the NHFS logo on it. So Water Canyon called for a re-kick, and when they did, Raiden Letts recovered the kick that was muffed by the return man of Water Canyon. So that's a little explanation of what happened last week that we were unable to bring it to you just because we didn't know. We couldn't find out. We found out after the game. And that was the explanation that we got. But Jaden Desch will kick again. As Desch approaches, unloads on this ball. This one's even better as it's caught in the goal line, and that is going to be a touchback as Jaden Desch absolutely booms one downfield. Carson Elderly was unable to keep his feet in the field of play. He caught that ball in the end zone, so that'll be a touchback for the Buffaloes. It'll be their ball, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Jaden Desch does a tremendous job there on the re-kick. As the Buffaloes offense comes out on the field. It's Linford, and he'll be in the shotgun as he is most of the time. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 3 to his right, empty backfield. As they motion Erdley, they give it to Elderly, and he is hit in the backfield. His cuts back, and he is tackled there by a combination of Rebels, as it was number 8, Carter Hoffman, who made the initial play on the cutback. He also tackles him there as Hoffman broke through the line of scrimmage and forced Elderly back upfield. He tried to cut back, and Hoffman was there to tackle him along with a couple interior linemen. I believe that was Jack Bell. They'll bring up 2nd down and 14 for the Rebels. Excuse me, for the Buffalo. As Linford comes out in the shotgun, back to his left. Looks to pass. He's going to throw. Throws deep. He's got a man open. That's overthrown, and Levi Stonehouse was the nearest player closest to that ball. Gets a hand on it, unable to haul it in for an interception. That's going to bring up 3rd and 14 for the Buffalo. as Stonehouse was in position, just unable to haul it in. That'll bring up 3rd and 14 for the Buffalo from their own 16-yard line. They got to get to the 30-yard line for a first down. As they come out, trips to the left. The back in the backfield, that's number 13, Schultz. Linford has 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Schultz in the backfield. Linford gets the snap, runs. Perry there to rush him. He's going to step up, throw. He's going to overthrow, but there's going to be a flag on the play in the area of defensive pass interference. As the Rebels defense is backing up, it appears that it'll be on them. It looks like Stonehouse got his arm on the receiver's hip. Ball was overthrown, so it's an unfortunate penalty, as that would have brought up 4th down. But it'll bring up a first down for the Buffalo.
That penalty will bring up a 1st and 10 for the Mountain View Buffaloes.
As I think they called holding instead of pass interference. So if you call holding, it doesn't have to be catchable. But because of the hold, you can't determine whether or not that was catchable or not. But it'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffalo. Linford gets a snap, hands it to Schultz. Schultz is going to be wrapped up by number 65. That's Jack Bell, as Bell picks up the tackle on the interior. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 6 for the Buffalo. They have to get to the 41-yard line to pick up a first down, as the ball is on the Buffalo side of the field. 9:06 to go here in the 2nd quarter. The Rebels lead 7-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Linford lines up in the shotgun. He's got a receiver to his left. Hands it to Schultz. Schultz is going to rumble forward to about the 40-yard line, where he is tackled by the combination of Noah Perry and Max Perry. The Perry brothers make a tackle, but not before the Buffaloes got far enough for a first down. That ball is on the 41.5-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Buffalo from their own 41-yard line. Linford in the shotgun, trips to his right. Single receiver on the left side. They hand to Schultz, and he is tackled immediately by Max Perry. Good effort there from Schultz just to fall forward, or else that would have been a bigger loss for the Buffalo. But what a play there from Max Perry as he flew to the ball. That's a tackle for a loss. They'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Buffalo. It'll be 2nd and 11, 8:06 to go here in the T7 Propane 2nd quarter. The Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 7, Buffalo 0. As Linford is in the shotgun, empty backfield. As he looks back, drops back to pass, he's going to roll to his right. And he is chased, nearly taken down by Max Perry. He gets back to the line of scrimmage where he is tackled by Riker Hoffman after a gain of 1, as Linford did his best, actually picked up 4. Linford did his best to turn what could have been a sack into about a 4-yard gain for the Buffalo. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8. They have to get the ball to the Rebel 49-yard line to pick up a first down. As they come out, trips to the right. As the Buffalo look over to the sideline, gets final instructions. Linford scans the defense, gets the snap, drops back, throws, has a man open, overthrows him in the middle of the field. That pass ball is incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. And 4th down and 8 for the Buffalo on their own side of the field. As Linford comes off the field, it looks like the Buffalo are going to punt it away, as Trey Walker will be the deep man for the Rebels. The Buffaloes have a man deep to punt. Trying to find the number. It looks like it's going to be Braden Walker. As Walker standing on his own 30. Gets the snap. Unleashes the kick. That's going to bounce at about the 30-yard line. Take a Rebel bounce as it's stuck into the ground. Instead of rolling forward, that ball is going to die at about the 24-yard line. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Rebels with 7:01 left to go in the T7 Propane 2nd quarter. station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 7, the Buffalo 0. Rebels have the ball. 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Comes the Rebels offense. Looks like Carter Hoffman's still in the game at quarterback. As Hoffman's under center. Max Perry is the fullback. Runner goes in motion. They give to Perry. Perry up the middle. He's going to fight forward for a couple yards. That'll bring up a 2nd down and a long 8 for the Rebels. As the Rebels slow the game down a little bit, the Buffalo want to come out and hurry up offense where the Rebels are huddling up each and every play. As Hoffman will be in shotgun with trips to his left. Gets the snap, turns, throws, has dash. He's going to overthrow him. That's going to go out of bounds. They call that incomplete as that was a forward pass. Trying to set up a bubble screen for Dash. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Rebels. They need to get the ball to the 34-yard line to pick up a 1st down. As the Rebels huddle up, they come out of the huddle. 3 receivers to the near side on the right-hand side of Hoffman. Back in the backfield is Perry. Hoffman under center. Gets the snap. He's going to roll right. Throw back to Perry as that was read wonderfully by the Buffalo's defense. As that'll bring up 4th down for the Rebels deep in their own territory. I think Jaden Dash will come on to punt this one away. Bring up 4th down for the Rebels. As it was Kobe Jones in on that play who made a wonderful play. He didn't break contain as the Rebels tried to get the rest of the defense flowing one way, tried to go back against the grain. Wonderful play there for the Buffalo defense. As Dash back deep to punt. Unloads, and that ball is going to fly to about the 40-yard line where it is muffed on the field by Schultz. Schultz is able to pick it up, and he runs. He drops the ball, and that looks like the Rebels are on it again.
Nice punt return by Schultz.
So that ball was fumbled away. We have not received the signal from the officials yet. As it looked like the Rebels were the first on it. The Buffalo defense is out there. Flag on the play, illegal procedure against the Rebels. As that'll redo the 4th down after they did recover that punt. It's a tough break for the Rebels. It'll bring up a 4th down and about 18 for the Rebels as they punt it away again. As Jaden Dash will punt again as that one was fielded at the Buffalo 40-yard line. Back deep for the Buffalo appears to be number 24. Erdley. That punts away again. 2 out the 40-yard line. Muffed again by the Buffalo as Max Perry's running downfield. He hits the back as we get a tackle, and they're going to get a foul on Elderly as he threw a punch. And we have 3 flags on the field as Max Perry unloaded on the return man. We got a Rebels player down on the field. There are 3 separate flags as we got another Rebels player injured. After Perry hit the return man Elderly, he threw a swing at Perry. Perry looked back, and after Perry looked back, the official threw the flag. So that could be one of them. I didn't see the other 2. As that was a collision between Max Perry and Elderly, as Elderly dropped the ball, and he took his time getting to the ball and kind of put himself in a bad spot where he got lit up. That is one of the scariest things as a return man is you have a free man running at you after Max Perry broke free. He had about a 20-yard head start to gain momentum, and he absolutely unloaded. We got 5:16 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. For all your propane needs in Woodruff, call T7 Propane 435-793-4208 as the referees discuss the flags. Not only are there 3 separate flags, they're on 3 separate spots of the field. Score on the station on main scoreboard is 7-0. The Rebels still hold a 7-point lead over the Buffalo. As we got the referees pointing toward the Buffalo. We'll see. We got a player still down. As they're talking to Coach Walk, no official has gone over to the Rebels sideline as the player on the field is up on his feet, walking off under his own power. Hopefully Levi Stonehouse will be all right.
Thankfully, he's up and able to walk off with a little bit of help here from both Rich Rebel coach and a Mountain View coach here as well.
As it looks like we're about to get the signal, personal foul. That's what the flag at the 50-yard line was.
So one of the flags is a personal foul.
As is a personal foul against the Buffalo.
Like the Buffaloes is one call. Let's see what else we got here. There's quite a bit of yellow flag out here on the field.
As they're pointing towards the Rebel side now, they're marking the ball back. And we got a personal foul against the Rebels. They're going to move it back.
And they're going to bring it back here. So
I'm not really sure what happened on that play, but we're going to get Buffalo ball at the 50. The Buffalo side's not happy. I can't imagine the Rich Rebel side's happy after that play. As it'll be 1st and 10 Buffalo from the 50.
1st and 10 Buffaloes at the 50-yard line.
As the officials are going to talk again. As there was 3 flags on the play. Apparently 2 of them were for the same infraction. My guess is they probably called the flag against the Buffalo down here, and then they called the Rebels maybe late into the pile at the 50. But as it stands, 1st and 10 Buffalo from the 50-yard line. The hand to Schultz. Schultz makes a move out across the 45 to the 40, where he is tackled. Nicely done there.
That's a tough run by the junior.
From number 4, we don't have that player on our roster as he's a transfer from American Leadership Academy. I know the kids don't know his name. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Buffalo. As Linford gets a snap, hands to Schultz. Schultz around the right side as he is taken down by Desch. As Desch makes a nice play to bring up 2nd down and about 6 for the Buffalo.
2nd and 6 here looks like for the Buffaloes as they run a little bit of a speed offense here.
As they go no huddle, they have trips to the right.
Huddle here looking at the sideline to Coach Walk for the call.
They go trips right. Schultz in the backfield to the left. They hand to Schultz. Schultz up the middle is swallowed up. Oh, it actually keeps going as he bounces off a couple of tackles, and he's finally taken down by Jack Bell, but not before he picked up the 1st down. 4:19 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 Buffalo.
1st and 10 here. About the 22-yard line. And there's it.
As we got a correction on the roster, number 4 is Jarrett Mason, who is the transfer in from American Leadership Academy. We're going to get a timeout called by the Rebels with 4:15 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on mylocalradio.com and on 98.3 KADQ. We'll be right back after this.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community House Center presentation of Rich Rebels football. As Schultz gets the ball, and Max Perry's going to hang on for dear life as both sides linemen are pushing against Schultz. That's not an enviable position to be in as a running back. So that'll bring up second down and about 12 for the Buffalo. Bring out trips to the right, as this drive for the Buffalo has featured mainly Schultz running the ball, and he's done a very good job this drive. As Linford's in the shotgun, Schultz to his left, gets the snap. He's going to keep it this time, and he's going to keep it around the right side, past the defender, into the end zone. Isaac Linford on the keeper. They fake the option. Linford keeps it. Buffaloes score a touchdown, 7-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Is that something we talked about early in the broadcast, that after each handoff, Linford faked like he was running. This time he kept it around the left-hand side for a touchdown. As it looks like the Buffalo were going to go for the extra point attempt as they threw the block out, and it smoked number 21, Brockton Walker, in the back of the helmet. As it'll be Braden Walker to kick for the Buffalo. It'll be Fletcher Black to snap. As the official gives an indication, it looks like he's going to put more time back on the play clock. As it looks like the Buffalo are going to go for two now. They called an infraction against the Buffalo and backed the ball up 5 yards. That's going to bring the Buffalo offense back out on the field. They're going to go for two. Linford comes out in the shotgun. They hand it off to Schultz out the middle, and that's going to go for about a couple yards as he falls to the ground. That's going to be no good on the two-point conversion. But with 3:36 left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter, the Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 7, the Buffalo 6. We'll be right back after this.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to the station. Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. The Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 7, the Buffalo 6, with 3:36 left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. As the Buffalo will kick off, Rebels will get the ball up one. Max Perry, and Trey Walker are the deep backs. It looks like Noah Perry is the up back at about the 20-yard line. That's not Noah Perry. That is number 23, Drake Weston. As Braden Walker will kick off for the Buffalo. So that 2-point conversion may loom large later in the game as the approach is underway. Kick goes to Weston. Weston fields it at about the 20-yard line, out across the 30. He's going to go out of bounds at about the 35. Nice return there from Drake Weston, as that'll give the Rebels the ball at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rebels. As Buchanan is in on the play. 3:32 left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. Rebels lead 7-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Carter Hoffman is under center. Max Perry is the back in the backfield. Trips to the right. Hoffman gets the snap. They're going to run the option around the right-hand side. He pitches to Perry. Perry makes a move around a man out to about the 40. And he's going to roll his way forward to about the 42-yard line. Nice effort there from Max Perry to pick up those extra yards. That'll bring up 2nd down in about 4 yards for the Rebels offense. And of course, if you're just joining us today, Hunter Pace unfortunately went down. He's been dealing with a knee injury. He was holding his knee while he was down on the one possession for the Rebels. They go Hoffman around the outside to pitch to Perry. Perry out across the 45 to about the 47, but that's going to be enough for an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10 as back-to-back option plays work for the Rebels as they pick up a 1st and 10. Or they're actually going to mark it just a yard short, as it looked like Perry was out of bounds at about the 47. They're going to talk that over, as we're going to get another official's timeout to measure. This is the most I've ever seen in a varsity football game, as we've had some really close calls at the sticks. As it looked like Perry may have been a couple yards forward when he went out of bounds, unless he stepped out of bounds before he rolled. And if that's the case, they threw the ball to the sideline, and now they're walking it back to the middle of the floor, or the middle of the field. As they set the sticks down, it looks like the football, can't really tell from here. But that's going to bring up 3rd down in probably about an inch for the Rebels. They have to get the ball to the 45-yard line. So Max Perry must have stepped out of bounds around the 44 before he rolled forward, because it looked like when he rolled, he had plenty of space to pick up the 1st down. Trips on the far side for the Rebels. Hoffman under center. Hoffman sends Walker in motion. They hand to Walker. Walker's got plenty of room around the right side. He picks up the 1st down across the 50, 40, and he's going to be hauled out of bounds at about the Buffalo 38-yard line. What a play call there from head coach Tyson Larson, as they give to Trey Walker on the reverse. Walker finds some space, picks up a 1st and 10, and much more. That's an LSR refrigerated 1st down. 2:41 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rebels at the 38-yard line of the Buffalo. Nice run there from Walker, as Walker was finally able to get some space. And he made the most of it, as Hoffman comes out under center. Perry is the back in the backfield. They fake the hand to him. They're going to reverse, and Max Perry just tripped up Trey Walker on the reverse. As Max Perry puts his head down. That's unfortunate. It'll bring up a 2nd down at about 16 from the 45-yard line of the Buffalo. 2:20 to go in the first quarter. In the first half. We're in the T7 Propane second quarter. Hoffman comes out under center. Trips to his left. Perry's the back in the backfield. Noah Perry's a tight end on the right side. Hoffman rolls. He's going to look. Throws. Has a man. That's going to be incomplete, as that was almost intercepted by number 11, Paxton Walker, as he stepped in front of the Rebel receiver. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 17 with 2:01 to go in the first half. As we got about 2 minutes left to go in the first half, the Station on Main scoreboard reads 7-6. Rebels with a 1-point lead. Both teams have scored a touchdown, but the Buffalo went for 2 after a too many men on the field penalty. They were unable to convert, and that's where we stand. 3rd down and 17. Hoffman under center. Fakes the hand. He's going to hand to Walker on the reverse. Finds a hole. Has some room. Out across the 35 to the 30. He's going to pick up enough for the LSR refrigerated first down.
Looks like that'll be a first down for Rich County. Paxton Walker again on the tackle.
As there's a pile on the field. Maybe that ball came out. It did not, actually, as it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rebels. What a run that was. Trey Walker back-to-back. Big plays on 3rd downs for the Rebels. As it'll be 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line with 1:48 to go in the first half. Hoffman comes out under center. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right. As Hoffman's going to run it right up the gut. And he's going to pick up about 5 yards, it looks like, on the quarterback keeper. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 from the Buffalo 20-yard line. 1:20 to go in the first half. We're in the T7 Propane second quarter. 7-6, the Rebels lead as they're marching the ball down the field. As Hoffman comes out under center, Perry is the back in the backfield. They hand to him. Max Perry on the right side is going to dive out to about the 15-yard line. That's going to be enough for another LSR refrigerated 1st and 10 for the Rebels. As it'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Rebels. The ball is on the 15-yard line. They have a chance to pick up a first down before they go into the end zone at the 5. As there's 53 seconds to go in the half, Rebels pick up the tempo a little bit as it's Hoffman under center. Sends Walker in motion. They pitch it to him. Walker around the right side. Tries to get to the outside. Is going to fumble the ball out of bounds. That's a break for the Rebels as Walker lost the ball. It goes out of bounds. The ball will go back to where Walker fumbled it. They did not give the forward progress on the fumble. Can't just bowl it forward and pick up 4 more yards. It'll be 2nd down and 10 with 41 seconds to go in the first half. 7-6, the Station on Main scoreboard reads here in the T7 Propane second quarter. 41 seconds to go in the first half. As the Rebels face 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line. They're on the near hash. Hoffman gets the ball. Excuse me, they snap the ball. Hoffman's going to roll to the right. He looks, throws to the corner of the end zone. That's going to go out of bounds, as that was well defended by the combination of Schultz and Behunin. They'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Rebels with 36 seconds to go in the contest. 36 seconds to go in the half. Clock stops on the incompletion. Rebels need to get the ball to the 5-yard line to pick up a first down. As we're at about proximate field goal range, I think, for Trey Walker. As Trey Walker seems to take on the long kicking duties for the Rebels. As Hoffman lines up under center, trips to the right. As Hoffman backs up. And I think we're going to get a delay of game penalty against the Rebels. That is a delay of game penalty against the Rebels as the back judge. That'll back them up about 5 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 15. Although you never want to take a 5-yard penalty, it allows the Rebels a little bit more space as they're getting a little congested towards the end zone. As this gives them 5 extra yards to work with. They do have to pick up another additional 15, but it allows more space for the offense to try to maneuver, where when you get down towards the goal line, you don't have as much room, and it gets a little tough on the offense to try to find those seams. As Hoffman comes out in the shotgun, gets the snap, drops back, and he's going to throw Do we have a flag before the play? There's another penalty. It would be a false start against the Rebels. That'll back them up another 5 yards.
Penalty against the Rebels for a motion call. Back them up a little bit further. Remains third down. Looks like it's about
As it's a third down and about 20. The Rebels once again have to get the ball to the 5-yard line. We'll see what the Rebels draw up here. As we got 28 seconds to go here in the T7 Propane second quarter and the first half. As we're going to get as we're going to put more time back on the clock as we'll switch from 28 to 32. As the Rebels come out in the I formation, Hoffman under center. Gets the snap, fakes the handoff to Perry. He's going to keep it on the pit. He pitches it to Walker. Walker picks it up on a bounce like a shortstop. He fumbles. That's going to go out of bounds. As that'll bring up fourth down and about 15 as the Rebels picked up 5. See what the Rebels decide to do here as they are in field goal range, it looks like. They're going to send Jaden Desch out there to kick for the Rebels. As it'll be about a 37-yard field goal. Snaps good, holds good, kick on the way. Has plenty of leg. It is good! Jaden Desch from 37 yards out gives the Rebels a 10-6 lead. That is a huge kick heading into halftime. As that was a monster shot from Jaden Desch. Not only was that a field goal from 37 yards out, that was on a hash mark too. Usually a field goal for a high school kid's from the middle of the floor. Middle of the field. 10-6. The Rebels lead. As the Rich Rebels take a 10-6 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. As once again, that's not an easy kick for a college kicker being on the far hash. As if you pull it, that ball is going to go wide to the inside. But Jaden Desch did a very good job of making sure he pushed that kick to the middle of the uprights. As it goes through, 21 seconds left in the T7 Propane second quarter. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We are broadcasting from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. This kickoff and all kickoffs are brought to you by the town of Woodruff. As Jaden Desch, the man that just put 3 points on the board, will kick as well as he unloads on the ball. That's going to be fielded, or actually goes over the back's head, and that's going to go into the end zone for another touchback. That's 2 straight huge plays there from Jaden Desch. You don't allow a return with 21 seconds left to go. Makes it a lot harder to march the ball down the field in that amount of time for the Buffaloes. Let's see what they decide to do. As Jaden Desch kicks the field goal, then gets the touchback. Jaden Desch has turned himself into quite the weapon with his leg for the Rebels, excuse me. As it's 10-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Linford gets his final instructions from his coach as he heads out there. They have 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right on the far side. It's Schultz in the backfield. As we're going to get a timeout called by the Buffalo. They're going to talk this over. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. The Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 10, the Buffalo 6. We'll be back after this.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Rebels lead 10-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Buffalo have the ball at their own 20 with 21 seconds to go in the half. Linford gets a snap. He hands it to Schultz. Schultz around the near side is going to get some blocks as Jaden Desch is there to pick up the tackle. That play is going to run off. 7 seconds of the clock. The clock will stop with the chains moving. as that was a nice run there from Schultz. He picked up 10 yards out to about the 30-yard line. As 14 seconds to go in the first half, we're going to get another timeout. I think this time, not sure who it was called by, but we'll have another timeout as I think the Rebels want to talk it over defensively, what they want to do. Or excuse me, that timeout was called by the Buffaloes, but it gives the Rebels an opportunity to talk about what they want to do defensively. 14 seconds to go in the half. They have a 4-point lead, 10-6. Right now, the clock is their friend as the Buffalo need to march the ball down the field for a touchdown. They need about 59 yards for a touchdown. I'm not sure what the range of their kicker is, as when the extra point attempt was backed up 5 yards, they went for 2 instead. So we'll see as Linford comes out in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left. He gets the snap. He hands to Schultz. Schultz runs over Noah Perry as Noah Perry makes a great tackle there in the hole. That's going to leave 5 seconds left on the clock as the clock runs out, actually, as the clock stopped initially. But no one called timeout, and that will conclude the first half. The Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 10, the Mountain View Buffalo 6 after the T7 Propane second quarter. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back after this.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Whatever brings you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including clean, comfortable rooms, a business office, workout room, and a full-service restaurant, plus a complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes the difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Taking care of yourself is important through all stages of life. Bear Lake Community Health Center offers a holistic approach to a healthy body and mind that includes education, prevention, and networking. We offer medical, dental, behavioral health, nutrition, and pharmacy services. We accept most insurance, including Medicaid, Medicare, and have a sliding scale discount plan. Choose Bear Lake Community Health Center, 435-946-3660.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. where it is time for the Lutz Construction halftime show. Lutz Construction, premier commercial and residential excavation and landscaping. We dig Bear Lake. Find us at diglutzconstruction.com. When we come back, we'll have the Rich County Government first half highlights and the Ellingford Brothers standout student spotlight with Darlene Peterson, the outside hitter of the Rich Rebels, who at about this moment are about to take on the Tabiona Tigers in their 4th region contest. The score going into halftime on the Station on Main scoreboard is the Rebels 10, the Buffalo 6. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Lutz Construction is a premier excavation and landscaping company with over 25 years of experience. Lutz Construction delivers quality results on commercial and residential projects in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Lutz Construction sells everything you need for landscaping and offers a wide range of professional services like foundation digs and rock walls. For all your excavation and landscaping needs, call Lutz Construction. We dig Bear Lake. Visit diglutzconstruction.com.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth and the Lutz Construction halftime show. Right now it is time for the first half highlights brought to you by the Rich County Government Rebels with a championship cause. As we're pulling up the stats real quick. Scoring plays, starting off the scoring in the second quarter with 10:33 to go. Number 20, Max Perry runs it in for 1 yard from 1 yard out. Jaden Desch converts the extra point attempt, 7-0 Rebels. Mountain View would respond with 3:36 left to go in the first half. It was Isaac Linford. He punched it in from 24 yards out. Point after attempt. Actually, they went for two-point conversion after a penalty. Was no good. And the Rebels, right before halftime, with 21 seconds left to go, behind the right leg of Jaden Desch, he kicks a 37-yard field goal to make the score 10-6, the Rebels. For the first half stats for the game, total offense, the Rebels have 89 yards, the Buffalo 103. Number of plays, the Rebels have run 36 plays for an average yardage about 2.5 yards per play. If you times 2.5 by 4, I'm not a mathematician, that equals 10. So 2.5 times 4 is 10, that equals success. That's a first down every time. The Buffalo have a little bit more yards per play, 4.9. Passing, the Rebels are 3 for 8, while the Buffalo are 1 for 4. Rushing attempts for the Rebels, they have 28 attempts, 3.1 yards per. They have 87 total yards. The Buffalo have 93 total yards, 5.5 per on their rushes, as they have 93 yards on 17 attempts. Leading the way for the Rebels is Trey Walker with 43 yards on 10 attempts. Max Perry has 10 attempts for 28. Trey Walker 4.3 per. Max Perry 2.8 per. Hunter Pace has 6 attempts for 8 yards, 1.3. And Carter Hoffman has 2 attempts, 8 yards. That's 4 yards per. For the Buffalo, their leader in rushing is number 13, Jay Schultz. He has 57 yards on 13 attempts. That's 4.4 per. Coming in second, number 2, that's Isaac Linford, the quarterback. He has 28 yards on 2 attempts. That's 14 yards per. Paxton Walker has 1 rush for 12 yards. Not a mathematician. That's 12 yards per rush. And then number 24, Carson Elderly, has -4 yards on 1 attempt. As that'll do it for your highlights and your first half highlights brought to you by the Rich County Government. Those first half highlights today have been brought to you by the Rich County Government Rebels with a championship cause. Coming up next, we'll visit with the Ellingford Brothers standout student, Darlene Peterson, senior and outside hitter for the Rebels volleyball team. Ellingford Brothers. For all your sand, gravel, cement, steel fabrication needs, call Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, 307-789-1515. The score at halftime on the Station on Main scoreboard is the Rebels 10, the Buffalo 6. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers. Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
You're tuned into the Let's Construction halftime show and the Ellingford Brothers standout student interview. Today we are visiting with Darlene Peterson. We're going to go to that interview right now.
It is your senior year. It's exciting. Can you talk about it?
It's been pretty good so far. We're only into our third week of school, so it's still getting going, and we haven't really had too much exciting stuff but games, but that's about it.
Has it really set in yet that you are the senior, you are the oldest on person? Last week with Max, I talked about, like, you're now the top dog on campus.
It hasn't really set into me, actually. It just feels like I just got years and years after this one, but it's kind of like my last volleyball season and like kind of just my last couple days here at the high school. Like there's no more first day or anything like that.
So going into your sports, this is your final go-around. What do you expect from yourself that you want to achieve in your final go-around at Rich High School, academic-wise and athletic-wise?
Academically, I really want to get my GPA up, and then athletic-wise, I really want to win a state championship, and I think that I could be a good enough leader on and off the floor to help the younger girls believe that we can do it.
So talking about your goals, I mean, you guys achieved one of your goals on Saturday. You kind of swept the defending state champions right in front of their state championship banner. How's that feel?
It felt pretty good. I was a little nervous in our second set, but I knew that I learned about my team this weekend with the Saturday game and the Thursday game that we're a fighting team and that we're not going to just lay down and give it to the opposing team. But I'm very proud of us, and it felt great to take it from them.
Yeah, let's actually talk about Thursday. That's one of the craziest environments I've ever been a part of in high school sports, and one of the more miraculous comebacks I've ever seen. What was it like to be on the court for that?
It was awesome. I could see some doubts in my teammates' face the second set, and they probably saw it in mine too. But after we came out of our timeout, we all knew what we wanted, and we got focused, and we buckled down and got it done. And it was awesome. The student sections were crazy. It was such a fun environment to play in.
So, I've heard a rumor about you that your mother is Russian. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. So when I get a kill or anything like that, they actually yell, she's a Russian, or a Russian word. It's a babushka. It actually just means grandma in Russian, so nothing too crazy.
That was actually going to be my next question, is what babushka meant, but it means grandma, so maybe they got to find another Russian word. But your guys' season's going well so far, and just what do you got to do to keep continuing it?
I like playing very consistent on the floor. I like keeping my emotions consistent, and I think that if we find our peak and then just stay consistent from there, that we'll be able to reach our goals and win a state championship.
I also heard another rumor. I'm kind of a rumor mill if you haven't noticed, but heard you like knock-knock jokes. Do you have a knock-knock joke you want to tell?
Why'd the chicken cross the road?
Why?
To get to the idiot's house. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The chicken.
It's a pretty good one. Okay, last question. What should the world know about Darlene Peterson?
I'm very competitive, probably overly competitive. I love to win, and I love volleyball more than anything.
We want to thank Darlene Peterson for being a part of today's broadcast. And once again, Darlene Peterson and the Rebels volleyball team will be at home taking on the Tabiona Tigers today. I believe the first game, whether it was JV or freshman, I was not able to get the answer to that. If I do get the answer, I will let you guys know. That game will start at 2 o'clock, so approximately 3:45 for the start time for the Rebels varsity volleyball team. This has been the Standout Student Interview brought to you by Ellingford Brothers. For all your cement, sand, gravel, steel fabrication needs, call Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, 307-789-1515. That was an interview featuring Darlene Peterson. We'll be right back after this from our sponsors. You're listening to the Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Lutz Construction is a premier excavation and landscaping company with over 25 years of experience. Lutz Construction delivers quality results on commercial and residential projects in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Lutz Construction sells everything you need for landscaping and offers a wide range of professional services like foundation digs and rock walls. For all your excavation and landscaping needs, call Lutz Construction. We dig Bear Lake. Visit diglutzconstruction.com.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
Every person added together makes a community great. Rich County, Utah is filled with individuals that are kind, hardworking, and filled with integrity. We're proud of our children and understand that they have the capacity to make the world a better place. Showing support for every student at Rich High School fosters a healthy community. The Rich County Commissioners, clerk, and citizens of our community say good luck to the Rich Rebels today and every day. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're getting ready for the Town of Woodruff kickoff to start the third quarter. Our third quarter today, is brought to you by the Town of Randolph, home of the Rebels. Good luck from Mayor Sim Bell, council members Melanie Lamb, Frank Sano, Brandon Hatch, Clay Barker, and clerk April Gruhl. As we are about to kick off, underway in the third quarter, as we update the station on main scoreboard, the Rebels will kick off because they received the ball in the first half. As Jaden Desch will kick off. Jaden Desch will release the Town of Woodruff kickoff. Once again, this third quarter is brought to you by the Town of Randolph, Rebels with a championship cause. As Desch's hands in the air, gets the whistle, he'll approach. And he's going to pooch this one to the middle of the field. It's going to roll to about the 15-yard line where it's picked up by the Buffalo. Up the middle as Schultz is going to find some room across the 50 to the 40, 30, 20 to the 10. Schultz returns it to the house. Touchdown. Touchdown for the Buffalo, but we got a flag down on the play. The Buffalo sideline cannot believe it. The flag is about the 34-yard line, and it looks like that's going to bring it all the way back. It's unfortunate there from, excuse me, that was Walker, not Schultz. As we're going to get a holding call against the Buffalo. As a big gap opened up in the middle of the field. We'll like to say it's because of the penalty, but there was a huge gap in the middle of the field, and Schultz just ran right down the middle of the field all the way back for a 85-yard touchdown return that does not count. As it's going to be a holding call against the Buffalo. That'll back the Buffalo up to about, I was going to say 10 yards, but no, it's not 10 yards. They're going to move the ball back to the 19-yard line, or excuse me, the 24-yard line, as the Buffalo return that all the way to the house. But with 11:49 to go in the third quarter, which is brought to you by the town of Randolph, Rebels still lead 10-6. As Linford in the shotgun, he's got 3 receivers to his right, looks to throw. He's going to throw to the near side to number 12. That's Walker again. Might as well get him the ball back. He's hot after he returned that to the end zone. He picks up about a yard before he's tackled by Desch. As it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Buffalo. So the Buffaloes come out in shotgun formation, as it looks like we're going to get a surprise entrance coming into the stadium soon. Linford gets the snap, hands it to Schultz. Schultz is wrapped up by Max Perry. Max Perry held on for dear life. That allows the rest of his teammates to finish the gang tackle. What a play there from Max Perry. He might not get the tackle, but he made that play. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Buffalo, as it'll be 3rd down and about 8, as the Rebels have a chance to make a statement here in the first drive of the second half. As Linford comes out in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left, gets the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back to pass, throws over the middle. That is going to be tipped down by 24 in the white. That is Riker Hoffman. He made a nice play there, diving to knock that ball down. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 8 for the Buffalo on their own 27-yard line. What a turn of events that was, as that opening kickoff was returned for a touchdown. Brought all the way back, and the Rebels look like they're going to get a stop and get off the field, as it'll be Walker to kick the ball away. He punts it, lets it go, and that's a nice kick, as Desch lets it bounce at the 35-yard line. It's going to roll to the 25, as the Buffalo will down it at the Rebel 25-yard line. That kick was released from the 20 all the way to the opposite 20. That is a heck of an effort there from Walker, as maybe he took out some frustration after having that touchdown called back on that football, because he pounded that ball. But as it stands, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rebels. First and 10 for the Rebels, as the guest has arrived, as Rob Leifson is here after he manages to escape a work trip. As it'll be 1st and 10 as Rob gets himself situated. As the Rebels come out, 1st and 10, Hoffman in the shotgun, as Noah Perry runs and chucks a towel to the sideline. As we're getting Rob situated, the Rebels are in the shotgun. Hoffman looking to pass, drops back, rolls, is going to roll out across the middle of the field to the 30, to the 40. He's going to pick up a 1st and 10. What a play there from Carter Hoffman, as there's no better time to throw to Rob Leifson, as he gets here right in time to watch Carter Hoffman make some magic out of the backfield.
I was impressed with the defense that they held on that drive after giving up what looked like a kickoff return for a touchdown.
That is a huge change in momentum in this game. as it'll be 1st and 10. That's an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10, and 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line of the Rebels. As we're going to get a flag called, as it looks like the Buffalo were drawn into the neutral zone, excuse me. That'll be 5 yards, 1st and 5 for the Rebels, as that brings the ball to about the 50-yard line.
Still first down and about 5 yards to go.
It's been a couple times today, Rob, so far that the Rebels have been able to draw the Buffalo interior lineman off sides.
I do have an update for you on volleyball. The freshmen have won the first 2 sets, so the JV doesn't start till 3:30.
So ignore everything I said at halftime because it's going to be a way later start than 3:45. It'll be 1st down and 5 for the Rebels. They have to get the ball to the Buffalo 49-yard line. Hoffman comes out in the shotgun. Max Perry's the back on his right. Got 2 receivers to the left. And we're going to get a whistle. And it looks like a delay of game as that ball was. And we're going to go right back to where we started, 1st and 10. As the back judge threw the flag. It'll bring it 1st and 10 from the Rebels' 45-yard line. As we go right back to where we were. As Hoffman comes out under center. Perry's the back in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. As Hoffman's going to go right up the gut. He's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play as Carter Hoffman keeps the legs moving. That's going to bring up 2nd down and about 7 for the Rebels. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. The station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 10, Buffalo 6. We're in the town of Randolph, 3rd quarter. Rebels with a championship cause. As Hoffman comes out in the shotgun, Perry's the back in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left. Hoffman looks to throw, drops back, scrambles, throws over the middle, and that is going to be intercepted.
Now it's called incomplete from the back judge.
As the back judge comes in, he calls that incomplete. We have a flag on the play. As I think the Rebels may have caught a break there because that looked like that was intercepted from up here, Rob.
It did from me, too.
Well, we'll check out what the flag is. It's in the line of
got a holding.
Holding, yep. Go back the Rebels up about 10 yards. They'll replay 2nd down. That'll make it about a 2nd down and 17 for the Rebels. With 8:34 to go here in the Rich County Government 3rd quarter.
I want you to know, Aaron, that was history made with that field goal at the end of the 2nd quarter because that's been a lot of years since Rich has made a field goal.
So there we have it, folks. History in today's ball game. Jaden Dash making history as they send Walker in motion. They hand to Perry up the middle. The ball's on the ground, and it looks like the Buffalo jump on it. And the Buffalo have it. That's going to be 1st and... Except we're going to get the referees calling the play down. As the runner was down by contact, there's no fumble. They may be calling that the Rebels initially had it and they called him down when he had the ball. Yep, that's what they're calling because it looks like the referee made a ripping motion, so I believe he's trying to say to the Buffalo sideline that they ripped the ball out after the Rebels recovered it. So there's a fumble on the play. Rebels recover. It'll be 3rd down and 17 with 7:50 to go. Hoffman comes out under center, trips to the right, and we're going to get a whistle on the play. We're going to get a timeout. Timeout called by the Buffalo. With that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. The station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 10, the Buffaloes 6. With 7:46 to go in the Rich County Government 3rd quarter. We'll be back after this.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often.
Welcome back to Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast. We're just in the Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on mylocalradio.com and on 98.3 KDQ. They toss to Walker. Walker looks to throw. He's going to launch one downfield as Desch has to fight back, as that was nearly intercepted as Jaden Desch was getting pushed away, as that looks like that could have been a defensive pass interference, but they will not call that. It'll be incomplete, fourth down, as Jaden Desch will punt away for the Rebels.
A designed halfback pass, but I think if he could have saw on the other side, Carter Hoffman, the quarterback, was actually open on the other side, but I know that's hard to see from their vantage point.
Buffalo did a really good job defending that play. They've only bit on a couple of the trick plays that the Rebels have ran and a couple reverses where Walker got loose. As Desch gets the snap, unleashes on the punt. That ball is in the air to about the 47-yard line, or 45-yard line, excuse me. It takes a sideways bounce, and that's where the Buffalo will take over at their own 45.
Down by Kason Johnson, number 15.
We got a flag in the backfield. We'll see what the call is. As we're going to get illegal formation against the Rebels. And the Buffalo will decline the penalty, take the ball on the 45. We've seen what Jaden Desch is like and do today, so you're going to want to take that one if you're the Buffalo.
I think the last field goal made, I'll have to check my record book, but I think it may have been by Jaden Desch's uncle, Jared Anderson.
So runs in the family.
Yep.
We got 7:31 to go in the Rich County Government third quarter. Buffalo will take over first and 10 on the 45-yard line as Linford is in the shotgun, two receivers to his left. Gets the snap, hands it off to Schultz. Schultz is going to be wrapped up by Jack Bell. And it's Trey Walker there to finish the hit as Bell had the arm tackle. Walker finishes the hit. As the combination of Bell and Walker pick up the tackle, it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Buffalo. As the Buffaloes come out, they'll have Linford, the lefty quarterback, in the shotgun. I don't know if he's taken one snap under center. As it'll be Schultz in the backfield to Linford's left. Mark that is right. As they send him back in motion, they hand to Schultz. Schultz around the left side. Cuts it back up the field. He's going to pick up about 7 yards before he goes down. That'll bring up the third down and about 3 for the Buffalo. Chance here for the Rebels defense to get off the field again. As it's 3rd and 3 from the Rebels 47.
Got to keep an eye on the sidelines. Max Perry just left the game with looks like a cramp, a leg cramp.
Linford in the shotgun, two receivers to his right. Gets the snap, hands to Schultz. Schultz is nearly tackled in the backfield by Walker, but that is going to be very close to the first down, as it looks like Schultz will get the first down, as Trey Walker nearly had a play in the backfield.
Had him from the side, not from the front. That's what allowed Schultz to get around him.
As it'll be 1st and 10 Buffalo from the Rebel 45-yard line. As Linford in the shotgun has trips to the right. Gets a snap, drops back to pass. He's going to throw, unloads, throws long. It's had a man open. That was number 12, Walker. That pass is going to be over his head, incomplete. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 with 6:09 to go in the Rich County Government third quarter. Both teams haven't really gotten their passing game going so far today, Rob. Both teams have had a few attempts, just to no avail so far.
Yeah.
And if you're late joining us, of course, we want to mention that Hunter Pace had a knee injury coming in, went out of the game early in the first half with holding his knee, so he's down. Hopefully he'll be all right as Schultz rumbles up the middle for 7 yards. Excuse me, to be about 5 yards. It'll be about 3rd down and 5 for the Buffalo. You have to think, Rob, probably 4-down territory for the Buffalo.
I would think so. Once you hit midfield.
Linford in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Hands to Schultz. Schultz around the left side. He's going to get the first down with a nice run. Trey Walker comes up from his safety position to make the tackle. That'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffalo with 5:41 to go in the third quarter. As they're going to mark the ball at the 44-yard line of the Rebels. Linford in the backfield with Schultz. Has two receivers to his right, one to the left. They throw a bubble screen to Schultz. That's going to be high. That looked like it was a lateral pass. They're going to call that incomplete. That pass was a backwards pass, but there was an opportunity there for the Rebels to get that ball, but the referee blew it down before they had a chance to get to the ball. 2nd down and 10, because we're about on the angle where that pass was thrown, and I'm standing behind Linford. That looked like it was a missed opportunity for the Rebels. Nothing they can do about it. 2nd and 10, Linford to throw again. Throws this time. It's good. Almost interception by Jaden Dash. He read that play perfectly. If he could have caught that ball, that's 6, as Jaden Dash is having a wonderful game.
Yeah, I think he saw the end zone too wide open and took his eye off that one just a hair, and he's going to be wishing he had that chance once again.
It's got to be a weird feeling, Rob, when you're on a football field and you see literally no one in front of you. It's not what you see usually, as Linford in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right. Schultz is the running back in the backfield. 3rd down and 10. They hand to Schultz. Schultz is wrapped up by Perry. Breaks the tackle, but he cannot break the tackle of Jack Bell. Bell's there to finish the play.
Got a flag in the backfield.
As Max Perry makes that, but we have a flag in the backfield.
I think Trey Walker was tied up with somebody, so we'll see which way this one goes.
Can you call a pass interference on a run play?
I don't know.
It's not a place where you see a lot of flags on the secondary when on a run play. So the referee walks back to the flag. We're going to get personal foul against the Rebels. Hands to the face. That's a 1st down after a big 3rd down stop. That's a huge momentum killer against the Rebels. As it'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffalo from about the 20-yard line. There's a little lack of discipline there cost the Rebels. As Linford comes out in the shotgun, hands to Schultz. Schultz around the left side is going to cut it back up the field for a touchdown. And we're going to get another flag against Trey Walker as he tackled him late into the back of the end zone.
Again, that's a big momentum swing. You have a pick 6 that's dropped by Jaden Dash. Then you have what looks like an automatic 4th down. They're going to have to punt, and the personal foul penalty gives them new life for 1st down.
That flag's probably going to be against the Rebels as Trey Walker tackled the running back about 6 yards into the end zone.
They'll probably enforce that on the kickoff, though, I would think.
Yeah, there's a personal foul. This is a good time for – they're going to enforce it on the kickoff. This is a good time for Coach Tyson Larson to grab Walker and just let him catch his breath and calm down because he's far too important for the team. As we have to update the Station on Main scoreboard, it is 12-10. Buffalo take the lead by 2 points. And this is a huge extra point attempt as we've seen that Jaden Dash can make a field goal. Snap is low, picked up by Schultz, and he is going to be pursued by the Rebels defense, and they get him as the Rebels – as the PAT is no good, as the Rebels do a good job with tackling, as Noah Perry was one of the players there.
And Jaden Dash.
Jaden Dash will eventually make the play. But that keeps the score 12-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. You've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on mylocalradio.com and on 98.3 KADQ. We'll be right back after this.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes the difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
Welcome back to Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Looks like we're going to see a kickoff from the 45-yard line.
Of the Rebels.
Of the Rebels, yeah, as we should mention. This is going to be a tough ask of Trey Walker and Max Perry to return this ball. It's going to be an even tougher ask of Walker, the kicker for the Buffalo, of trying to keep this ball in play to be able to run down, make a tackle before the 20-yard line. as this is also a time, Rob, where you can look. You got to watch out for the onside kick if you're the Rebels, just because if you try it and you don't get it if you're the Buffalo, the ball only has to go to the 35-yard line, so it's not as bad a field or as good a field of position for the Rebels. As Walker's approach into the ball, he's going to kick that deep. That's going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
We got offsides on the Mountain View Buffaloes. One of them was a little bit anxious.
So we're going to back that up 5 yards. As this has been a little bit of a helter-skelter game, as there's been penalties on both sides. Something that I think both coaches are going to want to clean up. But the station on main scoreboard reads the Mountain View Buffaloes 12, the Rich Rebels 10. They trail by 2 with 5:08 to go in the Rich County Government third quarter. As we kind of feel like we've been in the third quarter for the longest time ever, as we get the official call from the referee. As now we'll kick off from the 50, which is still 10 yards further than the original line of scrimmage, but it allows a little more room for the Rebels to try to muster up a return. As Braden Walker will kick from the far hashes.
Got Max Perry and Trey Walker back to receive the kick.
As his Walker counterpart on the other side, Braden, walks it back. As he's going to unleash a kick from the 50-yard line. As he lets it go, this time it's a pooch kick to about the 15-yard line where Weston picks it up. He's going to run it out across the 20 to the 23, where Weston is tackled by a couple of Buffalo players. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Rebels on the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rebels on the 23-yard line, as this will be a big response drive for the Rebels, see if they can move the ball down the field. As they've done a decent job so far offensively moving it, they just haven't been able to cash in on their opportunities. As it'll be Hoffman under center with trips to his left, Perry the back in the backfield. Hoffman rolls, and it looks like he's going to keep it around the 25-yard line, where he is tackled literally by his arm. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 5 yards, as Hoffman did a good job on the run to get the outside. Max Perry blocking for him as well.
Hard to run the option to the short side of the field, but picking up 5 yards as first down is a good way to start.
Bring up 2nd and 5 from the Rebel 27-yard line. Got 4:33 left to go in the Rich County Government third quarter. Hoffman lines up under center. Has 2 receivers to his right. Back in the backfield is Perry. He's going to run around the near side as he cuts it back up the field out across the 30 to about the 31, as he picks up about 3 yards. As they line the receivers up on the other side and they go back this way, a little bit of misdirection there from the Rebels offense. They'll bring up 3rd down and 2 from the 30-yard line. The Rebels need to get the ball to, it looks like the 32.5 to pick up a 1st down.
I saw in the halftime stats that the Rebels are 2 of 2 on 4th down. You're not quite there where I would maybe roll the dice on a 4th down if they can't pick it up right here.
Hoffman under center. Perry's the back in the backfield. To give some final directions, Hoffman sends Walker in motion. They're going to hand to Walker. Walker around the outside. He's going to stiff arm a man out across the 30. Gets the 35 to the 40, and he is hauled down out of bounds as Trey Walker gets up from the pile and walks away. That's a response you want to see out of Trey after that last defensive possession.
Yeah, he's got a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, and that's the way you want to use that, not picking up the personal foul penalty.
That stiff arm that Walker laid on the defender on the outside, that was really nice. That was very well done from the Rebels. As 3:28 to go in the Rich County Government, the Rebels trail 12-10. As we've got something as Walker comes off the field. Possibly for blood on the body or jersey. As Trey Walker's walking over to the end of the bench. He's going to get looked at. Hoffman's going to hand off to Hoffman, it looks like. Riker Hoffman's going to run that up the middle 5 yards, pick up about a 6-yard gain. Not real often you can say Hoffman to Hoffman on a handoff, but we get to do it here.
They are cousins. looked like number 50 for the Buffaloes, Fletcher Black, is having the same problem that Max Perry was having before, getting some leg cramps. But I'm glad to see Max back in the ball game.
We got an official timeout. Not sure what's happening as a choke was cracked in the press box. Got a smile out of me. But we have another official timeout. And the ball is placed on the Rebel 46-yard line. They got to get to the Buffalo 49 for a first down. Got 3:13 to go here in the Rich County Government third quarter. The Rebels trail 12-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 KADQ and mylocalradio.com. We are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. As the Rebels break the huddle a little late, Jaden Desch is going to have to run all the way from the sideline to his spot, and we're going to get a timeout called by head coach Tyson Berry. He wants to talk it over. That's not a bad time to use that timeout.
Yeah, Coach Larson saw that we were about ready to get a penalty, so wise use of that one.
You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 KADQ and mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football as we get back to the live cam. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the Rebel 46-yard line as Hoffman lines up under center. The Station on Main scoreboard reads Mountain View 12, the Rebels 10 in the Rich County third quarter as Hoffman's back to pass. Lets it go down the field. That is well defended there as they try to find Desch. It was number 24. It looks like it was 24.
Actually, I think it was Colben Hunan,
yep,
number 20.
As it was indeed 20, Colben Hunan, that did a very good job in coverage. The Mountain View Buffalo defensive backs have done very good when the Rebels have tried to pass, as they've been all over the Rebels receivers. They've tried to even do double passes where to try to get open, and the Buffalo have been very good in the defensive backfield. They hand to Walker, who goes up the middle, and he's tackled about the 49-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 3 for the Rebels. As that play call makes me think that the Rebels thought this was 4-down territory and they're going to go for it.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, they're 2 for 2 so far in the ball game on 4th down conversion. We'll see if they can make it a trio.
That'll bring down 4th down and about 2 yards. They need to get the ball to the Buffalo 49. They are on their own 49, so they got to get across half field to the Buffalo 49.
Watch for a hard count.
As Hoffman lines up under center, hands it to Walker. Walker is going to run up the middle, and it looks like he's going to have to reach out. I don't know if he got there. That's going to depend on the spot. It'll depend on the referee's spot on the far side. As it looks like he's short, the Buffalo are celebrating. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Buffalo ball. 2:24 to go. The Buffalo will take over on their own 49-yard line, 1st and 10. As it's going to be a big opportunity here for the Rebels defense. They need to respond as they were unable to pick up that 4th down. They got to pick up their offense, which Linford's going to come out in the shotgun with trips to his right. As he's got a back in the backfield, they hand to him. Nearly fumbles it, almost loses his balance, but he's able to rumble forward for about 5 yards. As Walker looks like he's cramping on the play. As I think they're going to call the official timeout so they can allow the player off the field, which is the right thing to do because the player is cramping. As you could see, he was going down as soon as he got that ball. He did a good job just to fall forward for about 6 yards. With that, listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 KDQ and mylocalradio.com. I'm Aaron Poling along with Rob Leifson. We're broadcasting you live from Mountain View High School, where the Rebels are here in Mountain View taking on the Buffalo in a very spirited contest. It is 12-10. Got to remember, this is also the Rebels' first 11-man game of the season, and I think they've showed very well.
Yeah, that was one of my concerns going in, was to see how they'd respond to having 11 men out there. I know, talking to some of the players this week, that it was a little bit of an adjustment at practice to try to have that many on the field, and it does change the complexity of practice, because when you've got the small number of players that the Rebels do, now you've got more on the field. Does make a change to what they're doing in practice.
I do think on the defensive side of the ball, having those extra men out there really does help, and they've played really well defensively so far today.
Well, if you've been playing 8-man and you have the mentality that you have to make that tackle and that you're not going to have that help from your teammates, that's kind of the mentality you want to have anyway, even if you do have 11, is I'm going to make this hit myself.
As Walker is able to walk off under mostly his own power, as he is definitely cramping. You could tell the way his leg straightened out while he was laying down. He's going straight to get some fluids in him. It looks like that might be some purple Gatorade. As here comes the Buffalo offense. They have two receivers left. Schultz gets the handoff. As he spins forward, as he's down at about the 39-yard line. As it's going to be 3rd and about 1 as they back the football up. They got to get the ball to the 40-yard line to pick up a first down. As Linford gets the call from the sideline, two receivers on both sides of the ball. He gets the snap, hands to Schultz. Schultz is going to pick up enough for a first down after he gains about 2. Needed 1. As it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Buffalo on the Rebel 38-yard line. As we got 1 minute, 42 seconds to go in the first quarter. It looks like another Buffalo player. Looked like he was limping as he was cramping up a little bit, but it looks like he appears to be fine. He's coming off.
That's the 19th rushing attempt for Schultz. He's got 80 yards on the game.
He's been a bell cow for this offense for the Buffalo as they come out, two receivers on both sides. They get the snap, hand to Schultz again. Schultz is hit right away, but he's able to drag the pile for about 3 yards, as that's a tremendous effort there from Schultz to keep that run going forward. We got 1:10 to go in the Rich County Government third quarter. The station on main scoreboard reads 12 for the Buffalo, 10 for the Rebels.
Number 50, Black, for the Buffaloes, who was on the sideline cramping up as well, is back into the ball game. So you hope some of these players in this heat can get back on the field quickly.
As Linford comes out, two receivers on both sides of the formation, gets the snap, hands to Schultz. Schultz is going to be tackled immediately by Carter Hoffman and Max Perry.
Yeah, Max Perry blew that one up in the backfield.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Buffalo. As we got a player tying their shoe, they want to get back on their side of the line of scrimmage. That was Noah Perry. Just because this Buffalo offense does have a tendency to go quickly, you'd hate to have a snap with you on the wrong side of the line while you're tying your shoe.
Hard to make that bunny with gloves on.
That is definitely a point I've never thought about, Rob. That's a good call. 13 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Buffalo sideline's not giving the quarterback a play, so it looks like they're going to be content to run this down and head to the fourth quarter. The third quarter action has been brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. The station on main scoreboard reads 12-10. Rebels trail the Buffalo by 2. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. We're going to go to a fan cam brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Once again, we are not in charge of the camera today, as that is being taken care of for us by the Buffalo sideline, by Buffalo supporters as well. So we want to thank them. But the Gare Bear fan cam is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty and broker Gary McKee in Garden City. As if you're looking for property in Garden City, call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888. Once again, that's 435-946-8888, or visit bearlakerealty.com. We'll be back after this.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain.
We'll get back to that commercial break in a second, but it is 3rd down and 8 to start the 4th quarter, and this is too big of a play to miss as Linford comes out in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's got a wing back. They handed the wing back up the middle, and he is going to be tackled, and he loses the ball as the Rebels dive on it. See what the call is.
Looks like the Rebel sideline is celebrating. It's going the Rebel way.
As the Rebels cause another turnover. That turnover is brought to you by the town of Woodruff. The defense stands tall again, and 11:52 to go in the 4th quarter. The Rebels have the ball. 1st and 10. What a play that was by, it looks like a combination of Carter Hoffman was in on the play. I didn't quite see who had the hit to jar the ball loose.
I didn't either, but that's what happens when you stand a running back up and you get some extra help to make those hits, which you don't necessarily see in the 8-man, but that jarred the ball loose and able to hop on top of it.
This 4th quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty and Gary McKee in Garden City. As the Rebels come out, 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line.
Got to call timeout.
They're going to call timeout.
There's the first time you've seen that the 11-man has caused them a little bit of a hiccup because they only had 10 on the field.
With that, we're going to go to the commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Freeway Tire offers a nationwide service protection plan that covers service parts and labor on select systems, keeping your vehicle on the road. Plus, it includes coverage for towing, lockout service, flat tire changing, fuel, oil, and water delivery service, and jump starts. Knowing that your vehicle is covered at over 50,000 dealer locations nationwide provides that peace of mind wherever you are. Get the detail.
Welcome back to Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth. It's 1st and 10 for the Rebels. They hand to Perry up the middle. He's going to fight his way forward for about 3 yards. Good effort there from Max Perry to keep his legs moving. Once again, this 4th quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, your home and investment real estate experts. Give them a call today at 435-946-8888 or visit their website at bearlakerealty.com. Station on main scoreboard reads the Buffaloes 12, the Rebels 10 here in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. We got 11:27 left to go in the ball game. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Rebels. As Hoffman's under center, 1 back in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right. They run the option as Hoffman is going to get hit and rumble out to about the 40-yard line. He picks up 3 yards on the play. As Max Perry was with him on the option, Carter Hoffman decides to keep it as he was hit at about the line of scrimmage.
Once again, you see that and the run by Perry, both of them keeping their legs going and getting those extra yards.
We'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Rebels offense. They trail by 2. The ball is spotted on about the 40-yard line. The Rebels have to get to the 44, their own 44, to pick up a 1st down. As they break the huddle, Perry will be the back in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right. Hoffman gets the snap. He's going to run the option. Cuts it back upfield, and he's going to be hit short of the 1st down. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 2 for the Rebels. And it is decision time for the Rebels offense, as it does not look like they are sending anyone off the field. The Rebels are going for this. 4th down and 2. Once again, if you're the Rebels, they've had success drawing the interior line offside, so this might be a time where
hard count might work. I thought about it last time on 4th down, but they went quick, which is another option as well. Try to catch them a little bit off guard.
As the Rebels come out of the huddle, they have Hoffman under center. Perry's the deep back. It's Hoffman. And they draw them off sides. It looks like they got the Buffalo to jump again. That's going to be a 1st down for the Rebels. What a job from Carter Hoffman, as Aaron Rodgers has perfected that in the NFL, where he just comes up to the line, hard counts, draws them off sides, picks up the 1st down. And that 1st down is brought to you by LSR Refrigerated.
Well, if you see the offensive lineman, they put their hand down after that hard count, which is a legal move for the lineman. But if you're a defensive lineman on 4th and 2, you're all geared up. As soon as you see that movement, you're jumping across the line.
It's a good way to use someone's adrenaline against them, as it's human nature to try to ramp yourself up for a big 4th down play. Here come the Rebels in the I formation, one receiver to the left. Hoffman gets the snap, looks to pass. He's going to throw, has Desch. Desch drops it as that hits Desch in the hands. Incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. That's a nice throw from Carter Hoffman as he split the seam between 3 defenders.
Hoffman's not known for his passing ability, but that's a pretty ball that he just threw right there. That was great coverage to throw it into that kind of a window.
And don't get us wrong, that's a tough catch for Desch, trying to catch that in traffic. It's not easy, but it's something that you'd want to see a receiver haul in if you're the Rebels, as Hoffman comes out in the shotgun. Gets the snap, looks to pass again, as he's going to be wrapped up and sacked in the backfield. Number 55 on the play. Or maybe that was 56. That is
55.
That is Bodie Fraughton who picks up the sack. That's a big play for the Buffalo. Now that's going to see what the Rebels come up with here, as Hoffman looks like he was going to try to keep that, as the Buffalo snuffed that play out as the original target was covered.
Hoffman getting the play directly from Coach Larson on this one.
It'll bring up 3rd down and 14 with 8:42 to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. As Hoffman's in the shotgun with Perry behind him. Gets the snap. He's going to roll. Pitches it on a shovel pass to Trey Walker, who's grabbed and swung around by his arm, as that's number 61, as he just walked over. And I think he thought the referee was his coach, because he started celebrating with the referee, and it looked like he almost hit the referee.
The ref didn't give him a high five back for some reason.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a very good look, as Jaden Desch looks like he's going to be out to punt. As that's one of the 3rd times probably where the Rebels have been grabbed by the arm, swung around like that. That's some good strength there from the interior lineman of the Buffalo, as it takes a lot to throw a grown person down by their arm like that. As Jaden Desch is back to snap, and we're going to get delay game.
Once again, the 11-man shift got the Rebels.
They didn't call delay of game. They called, looks like, too many men. That'll back the Rebels up 5 yards. As it'll back the Rebels up 5 yards.
They had 12 on the field.
That moves Desch back to the 22-yard line where he's going to kick. On the other side, the Buffalo return man is on the the 18 of the Buffalo. As Desch receives the ball, winds up, kicks it. Ball's going to land about the 30-yard line, and it rolls about 1 yard forward for a Rebel bounce. It's going to be fielded at the 27 for the Rebels. With that, you listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. We're broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. 7:24 to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. Rebels are on defense. 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 28-yard line, is where that ball settled. As the defense will have to come up big again for the Rebels, as they've played very, very well defensively today.
A couple false start on the Rebels. Going to make them boot it again.
Didn't see a flag. There's been a couple times where they've had late calls against both teams, and we've had to re-kick it again. But once again, for the Rebels, re-kicks have been pretty good.
There we go. So that we re-kick here by the Rebels. Number 5, Jaden Desch to kick this back.
As we're kicking it from the same spot as they're blowing the whistle, as they had 12 men on the field. Desch will kick again. This time the ball is going to bounce at the 35-yard line and roll to the Buffalo return man as he makes a move, and Noah Perry's there to spin him down. That's a heck of an effort on special teams by number 2, Noah Perry. As it was Schultz on the return. They'll bring up 1st and 10 on the on about the 39 for the Buffalo.
So they pick up about 10 yards on the re-kick, looks like.
7:14 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. The Rebels trailed on the Station on Main scoreboard 12-10 as their defense needs to come up with another big play. They forced a few big turnovers in this game as they're trying to gain some momentum back after their offense stalls out. As Linford comes down the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. As they hand to Schultz. Schultz up the middle is going to be tripped up by Carter Hoffman at about the 44-yard line. That'll bring up second down and about 5 for the Buffalo. As we kind of expect the Buffalo, as I was about to say, to slow down the offense, they go right to the no huddle. Linford calls for the snap, but they're going to reset, get the call from the head coach. As Linford gets the snap, hands to Schultz. Schultz is going to inch his way out to about the first down. It'll depend on the spot, but it looked like he got it. Looks like it'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffalo on their own 48-yard line. Yeah, Schultz has been very good for the Buffalo in this game.
He's been their workhorse, as you mentioned. Number 12.
Well, that was Braden Walker on that carry, excuse me. As they come out, it looks like trips to the right. Linford gets the snap, hands it to Walker again. Walker up the middle. He's going to continue to drive as he gets the ball out to about the Rebel 49-yard line. They'll bring up second down and about 7 for the Buffalo. They have to get the ball to the Rebel 42-yard line to pick up a first down. As the Buffalo have slowed the pace down considerably, which makes sense considering they're up 2 points with the ball. As Linford in the shotgun has it back to his right. Handoff, this time it's the Schultz. Schultz is going to rumble forward, falls forward, looks like he got enough for the first down. That'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffalo. As the ball will be spotted at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 Buffalo. As Linford gets the call from the sideline. Gets the snap. Hands to Walker. Walker makes a move at the line of scrimmage out across the 30, and he's going to pick up another first down. As that'll be another first down for the Buffalo. 5:07 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. The Rebels trail 12-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Just in a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. As Linford into the shotgun, back to his right is Walker. Gets the snap. He hands to Schultz on the reverse. Schultz is wrapped up by Max Perry, where Perry and Hoffman make the tackle. That bring up second down and about 9 for the Rebels. Excuse me, for the Buffalo. The Rebels defense faces the second down and 9. About 4:38 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. If you're the Rebels, you see that ball, you got to start punching again.
Trying to get another turnover.
You got to try to stop something to force the momentum to change. As it looks like Walker may be cramping a little bit as he stretches out in between plays. As Linford will come out in the shotgun, they got 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. So take the time. He gets the snap. Hands it to Walker. Walker is going to be stopped. That'll bring up third down at about 8 as the interior defense of the Rebels there make the play, as it looks like that was number 64. Stokes who makes that play. Colby Stokes, that is. So this is a big play for the Rebels defense as the Buffaloes come out, trips to the right. Linford in the shotgun. Gets the snap. They're going to throw. Throws a bubble pass outside to Walker. Walker's got some room, and it looks like he's going to pick up the first down, but we got a flag on the play. We'll see what that flag is.
I'm wondering about a face mask. but that's my initial reaction.
It looked like it was in the area of where a Buffalo was blocking a Rebel. But it was also in the same area where the tackle was made.
It's a face mask against the Rebels.
They're going to call it, yep. It'll move half the distance to the goal line. It'll bring up first down for the Buffalo. And if you're the Rebels, you got to get a stop here. Or it won't be first and goal. It'll be first and 10 from about the 12-yard line as Linford gets the snap, hands it back across the grain as the Buffaloes pick up no yards on the play, actually. As we wait for the spot, the stick marker hasn't moved. There he goes. It's going to be about 2nd down and 7 as that picked up 3. As they look back for final instructions.
They're using everything on that clock as they possibly can.
They come out, trips to the, or 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Got an extra wing back in the backfield. As it looks like the Buffalo are going to use as much clock as possible and call timeout. With that, you listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on My Local Radio and 98.3 FM. We're in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter, 2:27 left to go. We'll be right back after this.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome back to Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. The Rebels trail 12-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard with 2:27 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. And Rob, you brought up an interesting point during the break. The Rebels are in a predicament here. Do you let them score and try to stop the extra point? You're going to have more time on the clock, but you'll be down 8. But if they pick up a first down without scoring, that puts you in an even bigger predicament.
Yeah, because they could run the clock out on you just by taking a knee. So I know you don't want to put points on the board, but it may be the only way you get a second chance at this one.
As Linford gets the snap, hands to Walker. Walker fumbles, and the Rebels have the ball. Rebels have the ball.
That will work too.
Never mind what we said. This is why we don't coach, because we suck at this. Let's be honest. We're bad at coaching. The Rebels get the fumble. That's another turnover that's brought to you by the town of Garden City, where families play at beautiful Bear Lake. Visit gardencity.ut.us. With 2:23 left in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter, the Rebels have the ball.
Time to kick in your 2-minute offense.
And they only need 3 points, and we've seen Jaden Dash. She has a pretty good leg. So here comes the Rebels to see what they can do offensively. As the Rebels force another turnover, Carter Hoffman comes out in the shotgun. Looks to pass, throws over Perry's head. That's going to be incomplete as they rule that down as it's a forward pass. We bring up 2nd down and 10. As the Rebels they need to move the ball here. You don't want to give the ball back. You absolutely need this drive. As Hoffman's pass goes incomplete, they'll bring up 2nd down and 10. As Hoffman will come out in the shotgun. He's going to have 3 receivers to the right. Gets the snap, looks that way, drops back, throws, has Desh over the middle. That's caught out across the 21-yard line. Or excuse me, that's Noah Perry, number 2, not 5. As Perry makes a nice catch that picks up first down for the Rebels. 2:10 to go in the Bear Lake Realty 4th quarter. Rebels have a 1st and 10. That's brought to you by LSR Refrigerated as they go quickly. Hoffman gets the ball, looks to pass, drops back. He is hit, keeps going as he is grabbed. He fumbles, but the Rebels are able to fall onto that.
He's going to call an incomplete pass. He's going to say his arm's going forward.
As that's an incomplete pass. What a play there from Carter Hoffman to get his arm forward as he was being tackled. as the referees are going to talk about it.
It's going to be a difference of about 10 yards depending on what they call.
It looks like they're calling an incomplete pass.
That's a big break for the Rebels.
I don't think anyone told the Rebels they're still back about. They're at the goal line for the.
Got a timeout for the injured player.
That was number. Looked like 55 who got to Carter Hoffman first, but was unable to bring him down. As it looks like that's Fraughton, Bodie Fraughton, as he's holding his arm. As that brings up 2nd and 10, Rebels catch a break. 1:53 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. As the Rebels trail 12-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As let's see what they can do to be creative, just because it's a little easier to try trickery run plays that pick up big chunks of yardage versus trying to pass the ball. They're struggling a little bit passing, but Hoffman comes out in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. Gets the snap. Drops back to pass. Finds Perry. Perry around the outside. Makes a move to the 40. Cuts back up the middle. Has the first down and more. And he is going to be tackled at about the Rebels' 38-yard line. That'll stop the clock as they move the change. 1st and 10. A bubble screen right there that they were able to complete this time as they tried that the first play of the drive.
Yeah, that was the exact same play to the other side that they tried on the first play of the drive.
Rebels get to the line of scrimmage right away. Hoffman gets the ball. Drops back to pass. He's going to throw. Throws it deep. That's Dash. That's incomplete.
We've got a flag on the
As
play.
we got a flag on the play. As that could have been intercepted. It also bounced off the defender and could have been caught. But we'll see what the referees decide.
Could be offense or defensive pass interference. I'm not sure of the angle, the way the referee was looking at it, but that did. It went straight to the hands of the defender and hit Walker in the chest.
They're going to call it against the Buffalo, it looks like. As they walk the ball up, it'll be Rebels football, 1st and 10, 1:33 to go. From the Buffalo 49-yard line.
Well, I would tell you, Aaron, honestly, if you would have asked me before history was made earlier at the end of the first half, we got to get a touchdown. But we do have a secret weapon now of a field goal kicker that we've never had before.
As the Rebels come out, trips to the left, Hoffman under center. Gets the snap, rolls. Max Perry's going to block for him. Hoffman's going to throw it. Has Dash. Dash jumps, catch in the air. Did he hold on? No, they call incomplete pass. Or excuse me, that was
That's
Walker.
I shouldn't say never had a field goal kicker. We've had kickers in the past, including one of my sons, but we've not completed very many field goals. It's not been a Rebel staple or strength.
Heck of an effort there, though, from Trey Walker to try to come down with that ball. As he was close to the sidelines, he would have had to catch that toe tap and then hold the ball through the ground.
The clock is still got 1:26 on it, so you still have time.
Rebels come out. Hoffman under center. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. As Hoffman gets the snap. He rolls to the right. Looks back. Throws that way. Has a man caught by Noah Perry. He's going to get the ball out to about the 46-yard line, and we're going to get a timeout called by head coach Tyson Larson, as Rob Leifson was up here trying to call it too. We're into this game. This game has been a great game, guys. 1:14 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. The Station on Main scoreboard reads the Mountain View 12, Rich 10. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 KDQ and mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back after this.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to the town of coldest temps and warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing that a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Savey and council members Raymond Franson, Millie Bradshaw, Seiko Webb, and Monica Schultes, with clerk Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Ridge Rebels!
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 KDQ and mylocalradio.com. Station on Main scoreboard reads 12-10. The Rebels had the ball, 1:14 to go left in the game. This fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. To be 3rd and 7 instead of 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 would have been the last play. 3rd and 7 for the Rebels on the Buffalo 46-yard line. Hoffman in shotgun, gets the snap, looks right, fires, has a man. It's Perry. Perry reaches out across, reaches to the first down marker. I don't know if they're going to give it to him. They do, and that'll be an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10. Or no, excuse me. They're going to have Perry down short by a yard. That'll bring up 4th down and 1. As Perry stepped out of bounds, 1:08, the clock is stopped. This is a big play here for the Rebels.
Bad timing on the game, but an update from the volleyball court. Freshmen won in 3 sets, and the JV are up 2 sets to 0 as they start the third against the Tabiona Tigers.
See what the Rebels draw up. Hoffman, he's under center. Gets the snap. He's going to go straight forward. And it looks like that's going to be very close.
They are going to give it to him.
That is enough for an LSR refrigerated 1st down. 1st and 10. Rebels need to get to the line right away. They do. They're waiting on the sticks to get to the spot. They snap it. Hoffman's going to roll right. He's going to throw back across the middle. That hits Trey Walker in the hands and falls to the turf. Incomplete pass.
It was tipped by the defender, which makes it difficult for the receiver to keep his eyes on that.
As that could have been, once again, another one of those. That could have been an interception or a reception where both players were there. That's a nice play design there from the Rebels. If they could have hit that, that's the lead. 56 seconds to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. 12-10 Mountain View over Rich.
I've been impressed with Carter's arm. He's not known as the thrower out of the 2 quarterbacks between him and Pace, but he's thrown some good balls.
They'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the Buffalo 39. As they send a player in motion, Hoffman gets the snap, and he is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. The Rebels will need to get to the line of scrimmage right away. They don't want to spike this. They have to line up. As Hoffman's in shotgun, everyone's set, gets the snap. Well done there from the Rebels. They go to Perry on the bubble route. Perry nearly gets away. He gets away. He's going to rumble a little bit further for about 7 yards on the play. That'll bring up 4th down and about 3 yards for the Rebels. With 33 to go, the clock stops. It's actually going to be longer. It's going to be about 4th and 5. As it's decision time for the Rebels. Actually, that ball spotted a little further back than I thought it would. It'd be about.
Going to go for a field goal.
They're going to kick a field goal here as Jaden Desch is going to line up to kick the field goal. Walker gets the snap. Desch kick on the way. That's going to be short. No good.
We had a timeout called by Mountain View before the kick.
Mountain View calls a timeout before the kick. Rebels catch another break. And with that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and mylocalradio.com. There's 33 seconds left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter as Mountain View called a timeout before the kick. After that kick, if you're Tyson Larson, do you want to still try that field goal?
With 33 seconds, I think you go for it on 4th down and try to get the first because I think you need to shorten that range a little bit.
That's definitely a big break for the Rebels. They're allowed to see if their kicker can reach that far. I mean, if that would have went in, that would have been.
Yeah, you would have been celebrating and then not realize that they'd called timeout on you.
But that's a heck of a kick for. Let's see, he kicked that ball from about the. It'd be about a 52-yard field goal, Rob.
Yeah, it's at least 50. And now they got the offensive plays on there. You're going to go for the first down right here.
Yeah, I believe this is the right call for Coach Tyson Larson.
I do
That's
too.
a big ask out of Jaden Desch to make this field goal in this situation. Especially from that hash where he has to push it instead of pull it. Hoffman's in the shotgun. Hoffman gets the snap, looks right. He's going to throw. That is swatted down. Buffalo will take over on downs. Incomplete pass.
Give Tyler Mayer the credit for the block on the pass.
That'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffalo. They lead by 2 with 29 seconds. And it looks like they're going to line up in the victory formation. They'll kneel this down. But heck of an effort, though, from the Rebels as This is their first 11-man game, although it didn't go quite the way they wanted to. But there's been a lot of positive, especially defensively. You held this team to 12 points.
Yeah, definitely nothing to be ashamed of on this one.
As the Buffalo line up, they're going to go a little bit of a pistol formation in the victory formation as Linford gets the snap, kneels it down, and that should do it in this ball game. As at the end of regulation, it is Mountain View. They're going to walk away with a 2-point victory, 12-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard over the Rebels. That fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. This fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, your home and investment real estate experts. Give them a call today at 435-946-8888 or visit their website at bearlakerealty.com. The score on the Station on Main scoreboard is the Mountain View Buffaloes. They win this game 12-10 over the Rebels. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break with our post-game show.
Lutz Construction is a premier excavation and landscaping company with over 25 years of experience. Lutz Construction delivers quality results on commercial and residential projects in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Lutz Construction sells everything you need for landscaping and offers a wide range of professional services like foundation digs and rock walls. For all your excavation and landscaping needs, call Lutz Construction. We dig Bear Lake. Visit diglutzconstruction.com.
A healthy smile improves life in many ways. Fresher breath, increased confidence, and better overall health. Dr. Sean Grohl and his team at Comprehensive Family Dental have been supporting Rich Rebels for over 25 years. Call today and schedule your next appointment. Go Rebels!
Supporting the Rich Rebels and everything they do. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation in Randolph provide services to Rich Rebel fans every day. Auto repair, tires, sand, and gravel. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation on Main Street in Randolph. Stop in today.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
This presentation on MyLocalRadio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation postgame show. Make your next vacation an epic one with rentals at Bear Lake, cabins, boats, UTVs. I think that's supposed to say ATVs, inner tubes, fat tire bikes. Everything you need to make your next vacation epic. Year-round rentals, visit epicrecreation.net. Today's game had some great plays. Let's look at those now during the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Gourmet sandwiches made fast and fresh every day. Your delicious sandwich today, I had a turkey with mayonnaise. Really basic, but very good. Stop by Jimmy John's in Evanston, 1113 Front Street, Evanston. And the Freaky Fast recap started with the Rebels opening the score in the second quarter with 10:33 left to go. Max Perry punches it in from 1 yard out. The PAT is good by Jaden Desch. The Buffaloes would respond with a 2-yard run, with a 24-yard run from number 2. That's Isaac Linford, the quarterback. The PAT after was no good. The Rebels, with 21 seconds to go before the half, the Rebels kick a 37-yard field goal. That makes the score 10-6. Mountain View, as we have to update the phone real quick, as Mountain View scored in the third quarter. As we get the update, as it was a 20-yard run from Walker of the Mountain View side with 5:08 left to go in the third quarter that punched the score 12-10 for the Buffaloes, and that's how the score would end as the Rebels tried a 52-yard-ish field goal towards the end of the game, but the Buffalo called timeout. They tried to go for the fourth down. Carter Hoffman's pass was knocked down by a great play by a Buffalo lineman, and that is the Freaky Fast recap. But we also, as part of the recap, want to talk about Jaden Desch, because, Rob, like you were saying, that's something that hasn't happened very often in Rich football in the last few years, a field goal, no less a 37-yard field goal.
I'd say it's got to be at least over 10 years since Rich High's made a field goal.
And we want to congratulate Jaden Desch on that because that is a huge thing, a huge weapon for the Rebels going forward. If you can get the ball within the 30 and have a chance to kick a field goal, that's big.
My memory came back. I think Trevor Silva may be the one who had the last field goal for the Rebels.
Stay tuned for the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game, the player of the game, the post-game diagnostics report brought to you by Stacy's Repair. You're tuned into an Epic Recreation post-game show on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
When you drive on the best tires that are rotated, balanced, and inflated properly, you can save money two ways. The best tires can reduce wear and tear on your vehicle. That saves you money in the long run. The best tires can also improve your overall miles per gallon. That helps you save every time to fill up at the pump. At Freeway Tire in Evanston, we offer the best tires with the best service for every vehicle. Make sure you're running on the best tires you can. Visit Freeway Tire today, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Whatever brings you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground level rooms on 10 beautiful acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including clean, comfortable rooms, a business office, workout room, and a full-service restaurant, plus a complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation postgame show, where we are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for your precision play of the game, brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham. Dr. McKay Frankham, Precision Family Dentistry at affordable prices. Call for an appointment today at 307-789-8910. And there's a couple plays that we could go on the Buffalo side. That last play where the interior lineman knocked the ball down, that definitely could be the precision play of the game. And it probably was on my colleague Dennis Bedwell's broadcast. He probably picked that as his precision play of the game. But we're a Rich Rebels broadcast here, so we're going to pick the field goal by Jaden Desch. Once again, that's the first field goal in a long time for the Rich Rebels program. And it wasn't just a chip shot from 20 yards. It was a 37-yard field goal that looked like it may have been good from about 45 for Desch. And that is going to be our Dr. McKay precision play of the game. Now we're going to go to our player of the game. But I think for the player of the game, we're going to have to give it to number 13 in the purple today, as that was Jace Schultz, who ran for almost 100 yards, as Jace Schultz is our player of the game. Coming up next on the Stacy's Repair postgame diagnostics report, when you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. You're listening to the Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. Again, the final score on the Station on Main scoreboard was the Buffaloes 12, the Rebels 10. We'll be back after this.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation postgame show. Make your next vacation epic. Visit epicrecreation.net. We're broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for the Stacy's Repair postgame diagnostics report. And honestly, for the Rebels, there is nothing to be upset about after this ball game. This is your first 11-man football game against a very, very solid Mountain View team. And you hung with them. You lost by 2, 12-2. You did a lot of really good things defensively. Offensively, I think the adjustments will come a little easier after 2 weeks of running 11-man football, just because offensively there's a couple more defenders on the field, where defensively adding those extra defenders really help, because there's a bigger opportunity there for you to gang tackle after one player. A lot of times you see Max Perry would run through, blow up a play, and he slowed the running back down enough for the rest of his teammates to come through and gang tackle the back, where in 8-man football, if you miss that initial tackle, it's going to be hard to get to the back before they find the end zone. But for the Rebels, you just got to keep grinding, keep getting better. Let this fuel you as, it was a very close loss, but don't be satisfied with close losses, which I don't think these kids are. I know Tyson Larson, the head coach of the Rebel football team, will not be satisfied with a 2-point loss. But for the Rebels, just keep grinding. This is your week 1 of 11-man football. Move on to week 2 and get your opponent next week. This has been the post-game diagnostics report sponsored by Stacy's Repair. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Stay tuned for the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau calendar update. You're listening to the Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on KDQ 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation postgame show from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Looking forward to the coming week on the Bear Lake Convention and Visitor Bureau calendar update. And for the Rebels coming up next week, the Rebels volleyball team is taking on Tabiona probably as we speak right now. But next week we'll have the Rebels just down the road, the volleyball team at Lyman. The cross-country team on Friday will be in Star Valley. The volleyball team will be at Altamont, and the football team will be at Kemmer on Friday. We will have that Kemmer football game for you. Then the next day, the volleyball team will travel to Kemmer. We'll have back-to-back games coming to you from Kemmer, Wyoming. And after that, next week will be another big opportunity for the Rebels, both teams, as the volleyball team will take on ICS on the 23rd. The football team will be at Thermopolis on the 23rd as well. Cross-country will be at Marsh Valley on the 24th. And that has been the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau calendar update. When you're thinking about spending time at beautiful Bear Lake, make sure you visit the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau website. They have great information about year-round activities, places to stay, eat, and more. Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho. Plan your next vacation today at visit bearlake.org. Once again, sorry we lost our camera because apparently they tear down before the show's over. As we can thank our colleague, Dennis Bedwell. Sorry to the people watching the post-game show. Got a little confused why there was no camera. We split a camera today because we're in a press box we're in Mountain View. Dennis Bedwell had the Mountain View coverage. I had the Rich coverage, and we decided to use the same camera just to make it a little easier, take up a little less space. But once again, the final score in today's game on the Station on Main scoreboard was the Buffaloes 12, the Rebels 10. Tune in for coverage of the next Rich High School football game next week, as we'll be in Kemmer when the Rebels will take on Kemmer High School. We'll be on the air with our pregame show about a half hour before kickoff. Until then, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC.